You are tuned in to the Nutso Bunch podcast.
We are here. We are live. We are in the building.
I was about to say, don't spill that on the yeah, don't do that.
I'm good, man. I'm in the building. Fred's in the building. Ken's in the building, and we got a special guest. 2 weeks in a row.
And a ghost seat.
And a ghost seat. And a ghost seat. Man, I gotta do like the super duper introduction.
Yeah,
today,
you have to.
Yeah. I mean,
So this fella to my right, man.
That's your left.
No. The camera's left though. This fella to my right. Damn. Where
still-
do I even start? How do I even start? I could start by saying was very instrumental in my own and Mook's career for music. Had absolutely one of the most and was the person and the engine to one of the biggest runs that we've ever seen for an artist in Connecticut. Not only did that, then came and took and worked with another Connecticut artist to get them to an even crazier position. Had his hands and feet and head and every object possible and a lot of things that were moving around here. One of the
It's usually a
movers and
pause
shakers.
situation.
Like, I didn't want to pause in the middle of the intro.
Yo, back.
Like, what?
But extremely instrumental in not only again the Connecticut music sound, but just the sound in this area in general. A man who actually needs no introduction, but I gave him one anyway. To my right, we have the one and only Chris Fury. Make some motherfucking noise.
Thank you for doing
I've been
this.
trying to get up here for a minute though.
It's
It's been like a year. I've been trying to get up here.
Yeah.
Really?
About
And he
that.
kept turning you down?
Yeah, that it's my fault, Fred.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's what you're going with?
We're gonna blame it on him.
That's what
Facts.
you're going with, Fred?
I would.
Damn it, Fred. I
Blame
can't
this-
fucking
I
win.
blame
bruh.
this dude
It's
for
what
everything.
happens when I don't have control of the email, guys.
Email.
Oh, no,
Yo,
you were here.
I don't have it either.
That's why you missed out on it, Wes.
The email. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, you emailed like 3 times.
I'm going to say, I think the only person I know that had their phone number longer than me is probably you.
Yeah, 1998, same phone number.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah, that is.
1997.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Damn, that's crazy.
Bro, I didn't even have a cell phone in 97.
Yeah, very long time.
this number has been around for a minute.
Yeah,
I see. Shit.
It's crazy. I refuse. Working in the music business is you wait for the one call, right?
Yep,
You know what I'm saying? So I've never changed my number, and I've gotten some of the craziest calls of my life from numbers or people that I gave my number to
Really?
10, 15, 12 years ago. In another interview, I told a story. I got a phone call from Jimmy Iovine at like 1 a.m, 10 p.m. their time.
Jimmy Iovine.
Like, yo, it's Jimmy Iovine. So
he's
this is
just-
Chris
yeah,
Fury. And I
look
was
at-
like,
yeah.
I met him one time, gave him my phone number one time at South by Southwest in 2013. Called me in 2017. So 5
Holy
years
shit.
later.
That's
You know what I'm
nuts.
saying? So
Yeah, that's crazy.
I like
Jimmy
that name
freaking
drop,
Iovine.
too. That was fire.
Yeah, already. We gon'
drop.
Yeah.
I don't
We
feel
gonna
like
do
it was a
those.
name drop. Otherwise,
It was
it would've
just
been-
a-
if he would have said like some big name executive called me late at night, it'd been like, oh, that was the wackest story I've ever heard.
Yeah, you
Fury.
gotta say name.
it was just, let's be clear, it was the one phone call I ever got.
Word.
But
nah.
you answered it.
I did.
You gotta
You
answer
gotta
that.
answer
But,
that.
again, that's.
But you knew who it was.
No.
No.
You didn't know
Because
who
he
it was
didn't
called.
give, Jimmy didn't give back his number to
Yeah,
him.
no, it was just
He
an LA
said a
number.
random number.
But you if you're in the music business and you see like an LA number or an New York
Yeah,
number,
yeah.
or
Atlanta.
Miami,
You know what time it
you
is.
know what time it is. Like you gotta pick it up.
Yeah.
Dope. Did Jimmy have some good news?
He
Wait.
wanted a meeting with one of the artists that I was working
Okay.
with, and we went to the meeting and they were super cool, but nothing ever came of it.
Dope.
You know, so
Okay, understood. Understood. And I guess we'll get into some of those stories throughout this process, right? But did you want to set the table
4.
for the interview? What do you mean 4? The hell? We're in an interview, Fred. Congratulations. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, shit. You know?
It's crazy because one of our other counterparts said he had like a million questions.
Facts.
I could ask like a million questions, but I don't want to take over the interview, right?
No, let's go.
But man, a lot of times when we have some of the conversations and I reminisce on some of the times that we had, I think of a lot of the funny moments that we had. But not only that, like some of the times of I don't even know if it's advice, like maybe more us working through some of the obstacles to get recognition here in Connecticut.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I remember the meetings in the studio and the meetings in the van and the meetings out in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? And they were constant,
right?
You know,
I had boots to the ground.
Yeah, didn't have a choice.
I mean, just trying to figure out a way and come up with different ideas. I mean, we did some incredible shit, but we had like a strong team of people who just believed,
right?
Even if they weren't like the most talented or the most known, or it was a bunch of dudes who just like bought in. They all bought in to the plan. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I had never really seen anything like that from anybody. Like the way you two put together a team of people that just gave a shit. It was different. Not only out here, but just in general. To get 12 or 15 or 18 or 20 people, you know, to show up to meetings and go out and work for you and work for pennies or nothing, or, you know, and just kind of really come support.
Yep.
I tell stories all the time how when we used to go out and do shows, we used to bring 20 people with us, and they wouldn't be on stage. They weren't allowed on stage.
We didn't let them on
they
stage
had to go
with
to
us.
the crowd.
So you know that's funny because a lot of people talk about like,
gotta sell it.
Well, you going on stage and they got like 50 people behind them bouncing around. Yo, what's crazy is me and
I've never liked any event like that.
See, so me and Mook saw everybody else doing that, and we were like, yo, why don't we just make them go in the crowd? And we'll scatter them. Like 3 of y'all go on the right, 5 of y'all in the middle, and the other 3 on the left side.
It brings the energy. Number one, at those times, you know, there's always times when shows aren't that big. Right? So the people in the crowd helps that energy.
Facts.
And 2, when they don't know you, it helps the energy. When they do know you, it helps the energy. It's like it was changing for us because promoters around the way, whenever they did see us, they seen support, even if they didn't know where it was coming from. They seen it. You know what I'm saying? So it was. I mean, you guys were super early on a lot of stuff. You know, even I again just had a conversation. You know, when we first started getting booked out here, you know, they didn't let artists from Connecticut come through the back door the way they let French or Jada or Dipset or you know, they didn't give us bottles. They didn't want to comp us door passes.
Why do you think they shit on CT so much?
I don't
Little
think,
Brothers complex.
No, you know what it is.
It's like
though?
it's either Mass or New York. It's like you got to drive through this motherfucker.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
It's anybody famous. It didn't have. It's one of those things where like they don't look at you like you're there yet until they see something that makes them feel like you're there yet.
Yeah,
now,
I get that.
Everybody's opinion is different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like when you're first starting, it's tough to get that type of love anywhere. But we just, you know, we came up with a plan and we demanded it. Like when we came to the shows, I was making sure they were going through the back door and they were being walked with security and they had a section where like a lot of other artists were either maybe promised that or, you know what I'm saying? Or you'd see them walk through the front door, which again, back then, it's not even about what it was. It's about what it looked like.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
So we were.
And I'm gonna stop you real quick. It's crazy because I remember having this conversation with somebody and them asking me like, "Yo, this dude wants to pay me, I don't know, $500 for the show. Like, what do you when I get there and I perform and I got off stage and I had to wait for him to get his money from the door?" And I'm like, "Brother, let me tell you something that I learned from my own experience."
Yeah.
I was like, "Bro, me and Mook didn't go into the building until Chris had the money in his hand.
Yep, they were in the van.
We in the van, and when Chris came out with the bread, then we like, all right, we can go perform now. And if not, guess what?
And
That
I guarantee
deposit-
you that happens a lot because I had an ill pet peeve about going to shows in Waterbury because they would bring them out. They were they're here.
They're somewhere.
They're
yeah,
here.
They're in back.
They're somewhere else, or they're in the back, and then they bring them out at 1:15. They do 3 songs and bounce, and people be like, "Oh, they only did 3 songs." I'm like, "Yo, I guarantee you that's what they got paid for."
Most of the time, that's what they're
it's like
getting
they
paid for.
They got paid to do the 3 songs, and that's it.
So
But they made it seem like they were late. when
Yeah.
they really
Nah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
They were there.
So
Yeah.
what's crazy for you though, right, Chris? Is that kind of where you started? I know, like at one point, like you had to, the listeners and the people that are watching, some of our listeners may not know like the story of Chris Fury and who you are.
You gonna find out.
If you could run down kind of like your start in the game, and then we'll just go through some things throughout the process.
I mean, it's been a long time. So I basically, like 2000, I got an internship at a radio station, Blaze 990. It was like pretty much one of two hip hop stations in Connecticut at the time. There was only really two, and they were both AM stations.
Right.
I had kind of dropped out of
don't
school.
remember this.
Yeah, there was
990.
Jam
'Cause you weren't
910 and
listening.
Blaze
Jam
990.
910. I do remember Jam.
Blaze
910.
990's in Southington.
Okay.
So which
was
is
Jam 910 was New Britain?
yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I got like an internship there, and then I was from there. So one day there was like a snowstorm. I ended up getting on the air. They ended up hiring me. I had like an afternoon ride. I was 19 years old, you know.
That's fire.
And back then, the same like, you know, Big Mike was on the station, Billy Bush was on the station, KG was on the station.
KG.
And KG really took a liking to me, and he was the first person that I ever managed.
Okay.
Wow.
Which is how I kind of got like entrenched in Waterbury.
Yeah.
And then from there, like my first
boy.
interview was Angie Martinez. She ends up I stay in contact with her. She ends up plugging me and telling me she has this new artist named Sicario. Angie hires me to do like some tour management / like marketing stuff. And then also help manage Sicario. And she moved him to Connecticut to kind of get him out of his current situation.
Okay. I was gonna say. I thought he was like from New Britain or something like that.
Nah, he lived in Cromwell, but he used to always be in New Britain. But he was
Okay.
from Washington Heights, and when he got his deal with Angie, there was a bunch of shit
Okay.
going on. So
Yep.
they moved him to Connecticut. So at that moment, my life changed. Like I used to be at Hot 97 every day, and the labels and artists coming through every day. So I kind of just started building from there. I worked with Ange, and then like I did some street team and stuff, and some interning. I worked for Rockefeller. I worked for Def Jam. I worked for Sony. I ended up opening up like a music store in
Yes.
2001.
Yep.
With mixtapes and CDs. It was called Quiet Sounds.
Yes.
From there, I got like into the retail side of the music stuff, and then I started to get big in mixtapes.
Yeah, because mixtapes were crazy.
They were crazy then.
Yeah.
So I was managing artists at the time and trying to make my footprint, also trying to make some money, because at that time, the first few years or whatever you're doing, I wasn't making no money. And I used to run mixtapes for KG at the time, because he used to drop mixtapes and I was managing him. And then the other DJs at the station. And then I ended up getting linked up with like Who Kid and Enough and Camilo and Clue and Flex, because I was at Hot 97 every day. So then I started distributing their mixtapes, and Craig G and Corrupt. And I mean, at one point I was doing probably 40 DJs.
Wow.
And I had between Connecticut, Mass, Rhode Island, like somewhere close to like 75 stores.
Wow.
So I would go meet Who Kid in Queens, and I would take 3,000 CDs
And then hit all the stores.
and hit all the stores, and then go bring him his bread back. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So yeah, then I just started to go on. I went on and built relationships, and I had my store for a while, and I worked for some labels, and started managing more artists. And over the years, I've worked for a ton of artists. Yeah, this is 23 years, almost 24 years. It's a long time. And when I first started, it was a transition. It was like still tapes, and then it went to CD, and then it went to digital download, and then it went to ringtone, and then it went to,
Ringtone,
So
yo.
Yeah.
it's been a
Ringtones were wild. Remember, you had to
Wild.
pay like $3 for a ringtone.
We made a
wow.
couple bucks off
Yeah.
ringtones.
yeah. We when they kind of hit, it was like the end of the ringtone.
The end of the ringtone
Okay.
era.
You know what
But
I'm
yeah, we
saying?
made a couple bucks off
Sprint
that.
phone.
Yeah,
I
I
Still have
remember
ringtones on
that.
my
My
phone.
Sprint flip phone, baby.
So
Son
yeah,
las 5 de la mañana.
I've been,
Still have
I've been
ringtones to
doing
this
this a
day.
long time, man. A
Dope,
long
dope.
time.
Yeah, dope, man. Definitely. I remember, and I guess maybe we should kind of go to that portion of like things, right, where we were introduced to you. I think Sean was probably the first person that attempted to I don't know if maybe he bought you our music or something
He
like
did.
that.
So
Okay.
I'm on probably video 2 or 3 times telling this story. 'Cause
Okay.
This story, the way this story happened, it made me be this way for the rest of my career.
Got it.
So at the time, I had my store.
Yep.
I was on the road with like doing some stuff with Deja Vu, right? And I was working with
Deja
Paul
Vu.
Wall. I was doing some TM stuff for Paul Wall. I came home from a tour after being out for a minute because he had like a real hot run. This dude Sean came through. He worked at
Sean
Chili's. He worked at Chili's on
Graves.
Queen Street.
He was
a
trying to
cook.
help managers at the time.
Yep.
He didn't know what he was doing. He's self-taught, but he definitely knew. No, seriously, he taught himself. Like
Self-taught,
he really didn't know. So he heard about Chris, from my understanding, and tried to find Chris to introduce him to us.
Yeah.
So
that-
this Chris side.
Yeah. So this is probably I don't know 6
Yep.
probably.
Yeah.
So he brings me down. First he came down and was like, "Yo, I got these dudes. My name is Sean. You know, we shot the shit at my store for like an hour, and he kind of just wanted to see if I had any interest. He didn't play me no music, no nothing. So then he ends up coming back like a week later with a press kit, like the old press kits, like in a folder with a
EPKs.
CD. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? Like a whole rundown. And
He was serious.
we shot the shit for like 20, 30 minutes,
Yep.
and he left, and I ripped the whole thing, like right in half, threw it in the garbage.
Fuck this bullshit.
You know what, though?
we used to have to go to
Hey,
Office Max to
yo.
pay for that, yo. You
Yo.
owe me like $5, bro.
hey, yo.
You know, listen, one thing.
That's what would happen. That's the
it's
funny
literally,
part.
it's literally what happened. Like he left, and there was another
what
one of
would
our
happen.
homies that was at the store. The kid who used to work for
Like,
me.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
Lock the
Straight
door.
up.
Don't ever let this motherfucker back in here.
I used to get that shit all the time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And, you know, at that point, I was kind of at a point where like I had actually had some success, and I don't know, I was not a
don't wanna be
dickhead, but I
bothering
didn't.
Yeah.
I was working
Wasting
for
my
like these
time.
other artists.
Yeah.
You're not just pulling anybody off the street.
Word.
Nah. So that was that. And then probably like a few months later, I was down at South by Southwest for like a week or whatever. I came back, and K-Dub and Big Man were doing this like local kind of series. And when I came back, K-Dub hit me and was like, "Yo, we're doing this, this concert series." And he had been trying to get me to come to prior shows. They had done.
Was
a
that the
couple of
ones
them.
that like the
On the
Toad's Place
river.
ones?
No,
or-
the ones on the river.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
So I'm like,
remember that.
I had just gotten back the same day, and I went over. So it was on the Connecticut River in Hartford where they do the food truck festival.
That's where I met On Q, man. Shout out to On Q
So-
at that show.
I'm like, yo, I'll come check it out. I have no idea who's going to be there, but like obviously they're radio guys, and it's kind of a radio thing. Their station was behind them, supporting them, and I mess with the station. So
Yep.
I pop over there, and I'm talking to K-Dub and Big Man for probably like 10 minutes, and they're like, yo, these dudes coming out next, they're fire. Like they got records, like they got stage performers, they're super dope. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we sat it was at the very top, like on the top of the stairs. And
That shit went down like
went
a
down like that,
Coliseum.
yeah.
Like an amphitheater.
Yeah, I know what's
Yep.
that.
And,
Amphitheater.
they came out, and I'm telling you, 5 minutes in, I was like, yo, those are the guys.
Those are the guys that I ripped up and
fucking
threw their
guys.
flyer in the river. No, sorry.
So, immediately, I had gotten K-Dub had given me
Sean
Fair.
or something, or mine.
No, I think it was your number,
Mine,
and then
okay.
I hit you, and then you plugged me. I was like, "Yo, your dude Sean came by to check me, and you plugged me back with Sean." And then they came down to my store.
Did you tell him immediately that you ripped their
No.
shit?
I just now found that out.
Negative.
I just now found that out.
But I'm on video.
Yo, because not for
probably-
nothing. The first CD he ever got, I ripped that, but I didn't.
So I've talked about it twice. When I went to this podcast interview last week, this dude dug the footage up of me saying that. So he was like, "Yo, let's talk about Mook N Fair," and he was like, "You threw the demo," and I was like, "Yo, where did you see that at?"
That's
and they got me.
crazy.
He found an interview of me at the boys' club in Waterbury at the basketball shit.
You
that
can't
we
do
was-
nothing on video, bro. You can't
Yo,
do-
I was
It'll
like-
be found.
But it was
That's
cool. It was
crazy.
cool that he like went and did like some real research. You know what I'm saying? Which
yep.
made him then. He's
Yeah, yeah.
like he's a big guy on CT for videos. And
He's a
stuff. also
Nardwuar.
he's like an artist and all kind of shit. But he didn't know the story of Mook N Fair, and then found that and
That's
tapped
sick,
into
bro.
it through it. You know, so
so
it was
sick.
it was cool. It was a cool story. Man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So-
So that's yeah. And then moving forward,
Yeah.
every other artist I worked with, kind of like, except for like the mainstream guys, it's been like a scenario where I shit on it at first, and then it kind of came to.
yeah, I was
You
just saying,
found it.
what song were they performing? Like, what did you see that you
So-
were like, holy
so-
shit?
I'm gonna
like,
tell you, I remember that show. So we had this song called Bang.
That was the record.
We had this song called Bang, and before we would perform that song, we would go and like talk to the crowd, right? And I'd be like, "Yo, we got this joint coming up next. We need y'all help." And I'd be like, "I'm gonna spit the verse. I'm gonna spit the hook. Mook's gonna show y'all what y'all got to do." So it was like, if you asking for it, then Mook would yell, bang. And I'd be like, we gonna give it to you, bang. We don't got a brawl, bang. We
So was
just
it the
let
performance
go,
more than the
bang.
actual song?
It was both though.
Okay.
Their records hit, and they were early on.
Yeah.
So, but it was everything. It was everything about them. They were so different than anybody, like so polished comparatively. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
To anybody else that I had seen I didn't listen. My first handful of experience with Connecticut artists weren't super successful, and it wasn't because they weren't dope. They just didn't have everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was at that time. I was also too young to really help people put it together. I could help things work.
But you saw they were marketable.
Yeah.
I mean, you
You can have all the lyrics you want, but if you ain't marketable, then
I had just never seen no shit like that for some like if I would have never known, I would have never thought they were from Connecticut. Like I wouldn't have thought that local. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
The way that they performed together, like two people moving across the stage, and it, mind you, it was like 4 records. So it was that record.
Yeah,
It was on the low.
On the low for sure.
It was the first record that you guys got on radio. With
Oh my
Just.
God.
With Just.
Oh my God. What the freak?
That was the first record that you guys
Fire.
had on radio. Fire. Yep.
Fire.
Oh,
Yeah, fire.
We're just
fire,
talking about
fire.
Yo, so it was.
People want that.
I mean,
fire, fire.
I heard like 4
Yeah.
records, and every one of them, I was like, yo, like, and all 4 of those records went on to be like relatively big records.
sure.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we
let me
did
ask you
something
this,
with
Wes. Who influenced your stage performance?
Yo,
That you
know,
guys are back and forth like that. That it's so
That's a crazy question. So I have a
because they have that
I have
so
a
young.
long story
and then,
that I'll break it down shorter.
yeah,
right?
yeah. Please, because I don't want to hear you talk that much.
And this is something even before Chris came around, right? When I don't know if you remember,
Welcome,
when I
folks.
was like 19, 20 years old, me, Tracy, Just, Sean
Wolfpack.
Mathis,
Wolfpack. Yeah.
we just got up and moved to Atlanta.
Yeah, remember, I got a job because of you.
That's what I'm saying. So we got up and moved to Atlanta, right? And when we were down there, we tried to do some shows, and they had this
that was
shit
like
called
03, right? Am I
like
bugging?
2002.
Two. I was.
Yeah,
I was there.
So they had certain shows where it was like Apollo type shit,
Yeah.
and you go up there, and if you trash,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get
you
booed
get
off.
booed.
Yeah.
So we went up there, and we're from up top, we're from the Northeast.
Yep.
And we
Got
up there
booed.
rapping, like spitting over hard beats, and these dudes is just looking at
Yeah,
us.
this
They had
is
one of
corny.
these shits called the Gong Show, and the motherfucker took the gong and threw it from across took the paddle shit and threw it from across the room when we was performing, and the gong hit. Nigga, my whole heart dropped. I was pissed off.
wanna go back home.
Nigga, we had to get off stage, bro. You
How
had to
many
get off
people?
stage.
How many people was
Like,
in the
yo,
audience?
that shit be. It was so
How many?
packed.
How many?
It was like 400
Yo,
or 500 people.
I'm getting
in there.
a
I'm
gong
talking about
for
packed
this freaking
in,
studio, bro.
Packed in.
I mean, that would
This
work
is
out.
in Atlanta.
That would work out.
In Atlanta, right?
We need
So-
a gong for bad
Yo, I
conversation.
tell you, yep.
Gong.
The minute you start talking, I'm like, bing, next subject.
So, long story short, after that happened, my cousin Shauna was down there, and she was trying to help manage us because she knew a bunch of people. And she actually introduced us to Dave Hollister. We were trying to get signed with them at
Okay.
one point. A few other heads.
I met Dave Hollister here.
They had this
TGI Fridays.
They had this
how
R&B
we roll
group
on
called
the
ATL. They were like 112, but like a watered down version of 112. But they had a big song that was out down there. And yo, she would make us perform in her living room every single night
That's crazy.
for like 3-4 weeks straight before we
Oh,
could actually
seasoning
do
the
another
shit out
show.
of you guys.
And she'd fucking throw shit at us
Okay.
and be like, "That's trash. You need to be moving. You're not even moving. What are you doing? Why
Oh,
are you
that's
standing here
fire.
for this
Nah,
long?"
good for her.
Like going crazy on us. So then by the time that we came back up, and I already had that in my brain. Me and Mook ended up working together on a song that we did for the Wolfpack, but we did this back and forth verse. And when we did that back and forth verse, we realized the chemistry that we had together.
You're like, oh, yeah, we going solo.
We
Fuck
took
these
that.
motherfuckers.
No, because everybody, it wasn't a solo thing. We did like a compilation project. Everybody had songs on it, but me and Mook had our songs together every time. And it was like,
Yeah.
yo, this is kind of working.
Now we're in that Jada
Quincy ended up
style
having a
flow.
kid. Tracy ended up having a kid. They weren't able to do music as much. So me and Mook started doing music more together. And man,
Boom.
It was
yeah,
evident early.
that kind of
Yeah.
what happened. But that's where the stage presence came from me being down in Atlanta, getting fucking gonged at a show.
I was gonna say because you've always been kind of timid, man. Like,
Yeah, when I'm off the stage.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
different.
Like,
But
you're
bro,
not.
when the fucking lights come on and when the lights are the brightest, like I don't know, bro. I turned into a whole fucking
I'm the same way when I eat
person.
coochie.
It's a bump of cocaine.
You're the same way when what?
Every time I eat coochie, the lights go on for me, brother. I be performing, my nigga.
Yo, crazy, yeah. So that's
Lights,
where the
camera,
that's,
action.
that's where the
That's
that's
how
where the
you feel.
performance part came from, man. So
Okay,
welcome,
all right.
man. We appreciate you.
Hey,
Yo,
thanks,
so-
thanks for showing up, buddy.
So Chris, man.
So- how you doing?
Give me this. Give me this. Give me this.
COVID shit.
I told y'all there was actually a ghost in that seat the entire time. Like that's all it was. Ghost man on third. Like,
Yeah, I
you know.
showed up late,
So
but I'm always
so
on time.
showed up late, but he said he had a lot of questions. So
Late, but I'm on time.
Yeah,
though.
for
You
sure,
know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
I'm still here.
yeah, so
That's
that's
what matters.
pretty much where you were introduced to us at that show.
Yeah, and I think maybe like a few days later we actually
after-
started working together.
Yep. But you know what's one of my most vivid memories of like meeting you was actually when you came to the studio, I think, for the first time.
Oh, shit.
Because we had just did Welcome to Gutterberry maybe a year before that, and we were working on this project called The Best Kept Secret.
Okay.
Everybody knows that as the Red Team.
Yep.
And that's the one that like really like took
Yeah,
the
that was
fuck
the one.
off, right? So I remember you came downstairs, and the first song that we played for you was the J.R. Ryder song.
What?
Oh yeah. That
What
was the
sold
first
it
record I
that you were
heard.
like, yeah, we want this dude?
To be honest, we kind of like felt each other out, I think, for a process.
Yeah, it was even the first night I walked down in the studio, like the whole family through the house.
Did you rip up his
It's
business
wild,
card?
Yo, I felt eyes beating on me. I felt like I was under pressure at the crib. No,
It was
for
like,
real, I
who's
was
this white dude? He
I was
about to
under
do our
pressure.
taxes and shit?
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro, y'all know. Maybe I don't know, but Lockhart over there is a little.
Yeah,
You know, it's
all
a
of
little,
them, but
it's
like
a little
Mook
wild.
brothers and family
Yeah.
are kind of just like, what? Who the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mook's brothers are wild.
I also
man.
think at that time there was only really a handful of people in this area that could help you. So
Right.
they were willing to like take a shot because there wasn't this.
Many. Yeah,
I mean, there wasn't a ton of people that could help you out. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I also
They couldn't rip your shit up and throw it in the
Nah, but I think I also showed them wholeheartedly like that I loved their music.
Yeah.
Like I truly loved it. I say it again, the last interview I did, I compare it to the feeling I got when I get with Anoyd. Right? Like it's different.
He is, bro.
You
I
guys,
really enjoy his videos.
talented.
you guys made such big fucking records, and it was effortless. And it was again too. I describe it like you were much more lyrical, much more instrumental in like the content of it and putting the record
structure of
together
it.
and the
Yep.
structure of the record.
Yep.
Mook, I hate to say this because it sounds like cliche, but he was like a swag record
Bro.
rapper. Like
Nah,
he could
that's
all
jump
day.
on
100%.
any,
All
like,
day.
on any
He-
record.
He
was
had
like,
it.
flows.
He had it. Yep.
in the pocket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
facts.
bro.
And
Yeah.
Add like
It
a
was
little
like
singy
natural.
part
It's-
in
it-
there.
That's why I was saying like you're timid. I know.
He stays in the
He's
pocket.
all day. That's him,
yeah,
bro.
it's easy for sure. For
you
sure.
know, so I wholeheartedly just really gave a shit and believed in them. Like,
fire,
and that, again, anybody that I've ever worked with from Connecticut, I've legit just like felt like I gave a shit.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it wasn't a check. It wasn't it had
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do with nothing.
It
but
meant
like,
something.
It meant something. You know what I'm saying?
Think
So-
about the check first. It ain't gonna work.
yeah, nah. So
be
you know,
locked
for me, I mean, a little bit, and even listen I'd say even for the duration, there was still people on the team that didn't not that they didn't like me, they just looked at me as like an outsider because I was the only one that wasn't from your,
Set.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was for a while. It took a long time for them to like understand me and not think I was. Because you know everybody looks at the manager like
You might as well
Oh,
just
for
said
the,
you're.
for
you're
the
the
longest,
manager, like,
for
yo.
the longest time, he was the whitest.
You should, you should have said you were from like Manhattan or something, and people wouldn't have said shit. You said you were from Southington, and they were like, "Ah, wait."
They were cool with high yellow,
Like,
but when
ah,
it went to
wait.
yellow, they were like, wait a minute, hold on.
Why you think
Hold
I
up.
keep Fred around? Now I'm outside with the
Chin checks.
I'm not the dark. I'm the
Chin
darkest.
Yeah, so it was
crazy.
it was a good time too,
Word.
like in the way it all had. Listen, I felt so strongly about them. Like I could have gone back on the road with Paul, or like I like felt so strongly that I stopped doing everything really I was doing to
Yeah.
just fuck with them.
Focus on that.
Yeah.
I was still working with some other artists
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the time,
yeah.
like, but not like that. Like I went all in. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great time actually.
It's a good run.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I know you said you had a million questions, man.
Man,
Even though you're late, we're gonna let you ask.
He's still
I showed up late. Y'all already had the race going.
We
You
ain't-
know what I'm saying? So it's
Nah, but go ahead.
you know what I mean?
Go ahead.
I'm just here spectating now.
Now that
Respect.
you gong.
Hey yo, it's funny though, but Freddie know that when we was younger, we watched a Spanish show called Sábado Gigante.
Yeah.
And they had a
super
set-
sabe gigante.
Word with Don Francisco, right?
Yo.
So they had a part on the whole show that it was like the gong kind of
Yep,
thing, but
yep.
they had this guy that would come on. His name was El Chacán,
Yeah.
and his job was he was in. Funny to say.
I watch that every Saturday.
You know what's so crazy?
That was the original.
Social.
That was the
Every
original spring break.
Saturday.
Like,
Yo, but
you know,
what
like
was
the
his
Cancun shit,
now?
but it was
Now,
every
now that
weekend.
I'm about to say
Every
it, and the
Saturday.
whole world is gonna hear me say it, I think about it, right? What was his costume? So you can say it.
What was the what?
What was his costume?
Oh God, I don't remember that, bro. I smoked,
What did he
bro.
wear? What did he wear every time he came outside? Every time when somebody's shit was trash, he came out with the damn trumpet going.
Oh, that's right.
What did he wear?
Oh man, I still don't remember.
Spit it out.
An all black suit, but it was a KKK. He had the whole
Oh,
the
shit.
whole thing, but it was black.
Really?
Right.
Now that I'm on TV and I'm gonna say it
He was
to
like the Grim
masses,
Reaper, though. It was
it's
like the Grim Reaper
yeah, he
type.
Was, yeah, but
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on. You know,
Right.
I need to catch a clip of this.
Yo, huh?
I need to catch a clip of this.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Yo, he had like this little eyes, had like little stars. that
Yeah,
was- like little lights.
Oh my God.
Y'all mad Spanish.
Hey, yo,
South
bro.
End motherfuckers.
All right.
Man, did you not hear him? He watched it every Saturday.
That's
I
crazy.
watched it
I
every
didn't know what they were
Saturday,
saying.
And
I
also,
couldn't-
the KKK did move to South America after the Confederacy lost.
So
Okay.
that motherfucker had the suit. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yo, now that you say it out loud like that, that shit sounds
It's
crazy.
wild, but that's shit you
growing
get
up,
away with
you
back
didn't
then.
know though. I was just watching the show and he was the funniest one
Yeah.
because he would run up on people with the trumpet.
Sábado Gigante was like,
I don't wanna be that
before
dude right
Simon,
every
before Simon Cowell was out there making
was the
fun
one.
of people, he was the one butchering
Yep.
people.
Hey,
Straight
Sam.
up.
Okay.
Do me a big favor.
Yes.
Just collapse the arm down on your mic,
Yeah, there you go.
then bring the mic back
Toward
up.
you.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
Gotta
All right,
do-
cool.
Gotta do opposite things. We
Yeah.
can't see you.
Because, you
Nah,
outside.
you
So
did.
now-
You
Around.
did the opposite of what I asked.
Go ahead.
Oh,
too
whatever.
fast.
You good. You good.
Oh.
Go ahead, so let it fly.
Okay,
Nah,
keep going. He'll fix it.
I was just gonna ask him some questions.
Of course.
About you that you wasn't willing to be too forthcoming with before.
Yep, yep. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm always forthcoming. Let it fly.
Sound good.
Are
Let
you?
it fly.
Sound good.
Are you?
Let it
for
fly, bro. What you got?
I don't know. Hold on.
Yo, my boy.
Damn, can I lean into it?
Yes,
What the
please go ahead.
Y'all
Go ahead.
act like a girl right now, just jumping to
It's
conclusions.
all this y'all shit. I'm waiting for you to
The
say
both
something.
of y'all just act like y'all came to
Yo,
a,
so you
a
came in and
surprise
just-
party and was like, "Whoa, calm the fuck down." Shit.
Go ahead. We listen.
All right. So what I was trying to say is, right, I wanted to look at him real quick when I was about to ask you because I wanted to see his temperature, if it changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see if the face expressions, you know what I'm saying, a little cheek movement or something. You know what I mean?
You notice he wore those colors on
Did
purpose.
Diddy do it? Is that what you're gonna ask him?
Yo,
No, we didn't meet Diddy, yo.
damn you, shit, bro.
Yo,
You took my
Sin
shit.
City, though.
Since
No,
I mean,
you
that
took
counts.
my shit, Kenny.
That counts.
Yo, that's
Go ahead.
crazy. That's a good one.
So
though.
let it fly.
Nah, just anything that, you know, most of the time as artists, you know, you have a lot of interaction with all kinds of women, all kinds of situations.
Where's this coming?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, let it fly. Go ahead.
Right?
My
right?
wife might not watch this one. Go
Was
ahead.
there ever a situation where it was like, you know, you came and, you know, he was at an event or whatever, somewhere out of town, and somebody just, like, came up to you or, you know, came to somebody near you or whatever and was like, I want him a whole bunch of girls backstage, and did he or did he not choose any girl?
Bro, who are you, the ops?
Nah, I'm just
I know a story. I know one of the stories, though.
You gotta ask though, right? Because shit, this is what you gotta
I remember
ask.
one of the stories, though.
I
Gotta
mean, it was,
ask.
See if you remember this one. We were in San Diego.
He was young, out of town. He wasn't married.
We were in San
He had
Diego.
a good time.
And there were, I think, who was it? Was it like Mac 10 or somebody performed with us at one of those clubs?
We be clubbing.
yes, it was Mac 10.
Mac 10.
It was Mac 10. We
And
opened for him.
I remember
Where
Mac
again?
10 in San Diego, California.
Okay.
And I remember going outside, and the radio was getting us and bringing us somewhere else. And there was like these three girls outside, like, yo,
Oh, yeah. They
I
were
was,
to come in the van. They was trying to come.
Oh, okay.
they was trying to get it
You
popping.
was trying to bang bro him in the bus?
No,
Listen,
they were
like,
trying to bang bro us
So-
in the bus.
So there's
They was trying to pull a
And
listen,
Get a Baby by Me.
There's three sides, right? There's the Mook N Fair
I was single at that time. I
prior.
ain't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
of course. But
Let it fly.
there's the Mook N Fair
I gotta
prior
ask,
to the
right?
deal, right? Who like were kind of like locally known, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and had
for
their
sure.
choice upon women at
Uh-huh.
around the way, right?
Yeah.
And then there was Who's Your Daddy hit record
Monster
on
tracks.
the road.
It is such
Right?
a goddamn timeless song,
yeah.
bro.
So
That's what
so
I'm
that
saying.
was a different. That was like a very much pick whoever you feel like, and in odd like Vegas and San Diego
Vegas. Get
and
it,
Florida,
get it poppin'.
and
Yeah.
mothers,
LA.
and, like in different because that record was a very crossover record.
He said mothers.
And then mothers.
Yo,
And then
Lots of
but
them.
listen, but then there's the damn you're like actually kind of famous and you live back in Connecticut kind of love. You know, like when you actually pop and then you come back home.
Yeah.
And it's just one after another. But I will say that the both of them did a pretty incredible job, like maneuvering the shit.
Through the haters
Nah,
of
that
'cause
hometown.
My man's very humble. My man's very very
Yo,
humble.
too humble, dog.
about his past, about anything like it's just,
Yo, literally before I got
it's
here.
almost like-
Thing, though,
it's
I
almost
know
like, it's
both
cool.
Both of them really though. They never really spoke about a lot of shit. Period.
Oh,
they
facts.
They weren't
Oh,
talkers
facts.
like
Nah,
that.
nah.
Like
nah,
whatever
Mook-
they did, they
Mook,
moved.
I knew Mook. I
You know
went
what I'm
to
saying?
school with him, and
But
we was cool and all. He was
to answer your question directly, yes, there was a very clear moment in time.
Nah, I
when-
had to just fuck with him. I know
know,
the man had
you know.
plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, don't worry, man.
I ain't
That's
really had
all
to
right.
ask.
How many?
He's
This is
super
stuck
married.
now.
But I
He's
just had
super
to fuck
married.
with him because he's just very humble and I know he's very, he's
Yeah,
very
he probably
famous.
don't tell all the cool stories.
Yeah, like he don't really know, like the podcast really carries on his shoulders for
I got-
what he got going on. And
I
shit
got
in
a
the past.
story.
Yo, dead
I
ass.
got a
Like,
story.
yo, before I
Word.
came
Can I
here,
give
like
y'all a
literally,
story?
my brother
Word.
was like, yo, it pisses me off that this dude is not more recognized in the music industry the way he should be. But he got bars. I'm like,
It's because he has a softball career on the
It's-
side.
yeah.
He also
You said
has another
what?
bunch of side careers. Like this
said
guy's
he-
out there
That's
doing
what
a
I'm
lot
saying.
of other things besides
I literally
music.
said the same. I said, yo,
He's
he got
doing
mad
too
shit
much.
going on, bro.
He's doing too much.
Too much. Which is why I used to say when we started this shit, you're gonna be
But-
divorced in a year.
No, but you want to know what else you know what I'll tell you. For me, a big reason, right? Because there was some success, and he's seen the side of this business that sucks. Right?
Yeah.
Like and the side of this business that like legit ruins your life and your mental health and,
And your
peace
friendships.
and your
If you let it get the
Yo,
fact that he
It-
held it
it's
together
not
like
even
that
a-
is
it's
wild.
not even an
At
if.
that young,
It's a win.
Yeah.
There's no if.
that
No, big
fame,
facts, big
that
facts.
shit
You know, so
sucks.
like I feel like for a while when you go through some shit like that and then you're just like, damn, do I even want that? And then or I want that, but I want it on my terms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and I
So
feel like it was way better that it wasn't social media era.
I think
He would've wished it
we missed.
Nah, man. No,
So,
I
I
think it
truly-
was better, man.
It's
So-
just
so
so more
I-
accessible.
Nah, you guys were
It's
at
just so
the
much
height
more
of the good.
accessible.
You were at the best part of the social
That's
media
what I-
experience.
right,
you, were at
right.
you were at the MySpace
MySpace,
phase,
bro.
Right.
Like, oh my
It wasn't.
god,
You know what I'm
shit.
saying?
Listen,
that was when you can get your music out independently.
Yep.
You can put up like that's where I got fire from. I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
No.
Do you?
we didn't sell it. We didn't
I know,
sell it.
yeah. Like I'm saying,
So cool story about Facebook. So do you remember? I got you guys a page on Facebook through a girl that was at UHeart. So at the
Yeah, 'cause
time,
you had to
because
be in
you had to
college.
be a
College.
college
Had to be in
student.
college.
she gave us our student
That's so
ID,
crazy.
and we used and
log in.
listen. I literally
I used to
was
have
like begging her to give me the info so that I could get them a Facebook page. Because at the time, like you wanted to
That
get into
college.
college.
It's access. It's
It was
access.
you
Yeah.
know, and like
100%.
no one really knew about it, but like some college,
But college kids. And there was only a
that's
few
how we got
colleges
that
at the time too. It was like it was a
Yeah,
it
it
was a
was-
slow list
Yeah.
building of colleges.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then eventually it became what it is to like
Yeah, it was-
all colleges.
It was UHeart, and she was a promoter for me because I used to do parties at the time. So she was like our access to like Facebook to promote
you
parties.
might know the same girl. That's crazy.
Crazy.
She was from Harlem, but went
Oh
to
no,
school
no,
here.
different girl.
Okay.
different girl.
But yeah, so that it was definitely like the MySpace. Man, we used to sit back and look at the numbers and look at the records, and that was at the very beginning.
That
of
helped
when I
us
came
figure
in.
out like what to really push though.
Yeah, for
especially like the MySpace wave.
Yeah.
We'd be like, yo, we put this new song out and that shit got like 20,000 listens that quick.
Yeah.
And then this song we thought was really good, like, only got like 3,000 or 4,000. And it's like,
But-
all right, I guess we gotta push this song.
Also, attention spans started getting a lot slower at that time. Like
Yeah.
you had to go check on your top 8.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
Mook N
yeah.
Fair was in your top 8, you didn't have time to go check on all their songs.
What,
Yeah.
what for you? Because again, I guess we're in the Mook N Fair era of things, right? So what for you was like that moment when you realized, like, yo, this is bigger than just like a local CT thing. Like we can do something bigger with this shit.
When you left CT.
That part, but
I mean, I think there was 2 moments really. I think it was. I mean, I always knew you guys were bigger than that just because of the personality that you had and the music that you made, right? But like, I think Hot Jam,
oof.
like seeing the reaction, right? That was like a
always forget
moment.
you did Hot
And-
Jam.
Yo, but
also,
do you know the backstory to that? The first Hot Jam? Because the second
Well, I
one we
think
were
he was
on.
about to tell it.
the
Shut
second-
the hell up.
Was it a
second one they
stick
were
up?
on-
Like,
the second
come on.
one they
Second
were
one we were
on.
on.
The first one, it was like, yo,
You're here by
You're going
accident.
on
Might as
stage.
well
No,
go on
we're
stage.
here on purpose in the backstage,
yeah, but like waiting.
somebody's
and
late.
waiting and
Oh
waiting.
yeah, you told us.
Somebody's
before.
late.
Yeah, you told us.
We're there
before.
Yes.
waiting, like
Yeah.
just for our
Yeah, he's told us
moment.
before.
And
Yeah.
we had got like a warning that like maybe something could happen if something went wrong, like as far as us being able to get on stage. And we were just, I think we got out there like 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were just waiting. And they literally just came and they were like, "Yo, you're up, homie's late." Boom, on stage immediately. You know, and also,
Yo.
so like
It was crazy.
that moment, I think watching them control the
Big
stage,
time.
I understood how big they could be. I think like also, watching the team go sell 200 or 300 CDs every day,
Out
and
of
like
the trunk
and like
type shit.
slowly watching, like over a period of like 6 to 9 months, like people.
It's
Like
like a-
driving around, listening to their music out of Hartford and New Haven and their tapes in stores. And that was like the moment. And then I think the third moment when I realized how big the record was in Vegas. First, when we got off the plane, we were wearing "Who's Your Daddy" t-shirts, and there was multiple people through the airport like, "Oh, who's your daddy?"
shit.
Like that's them. Who's your daddy? Because at the time, Vegas was playing the record something like 70 times a week, and we went to a club, and it was like a conference for DJs. We
Yep.
were out on the road doing some
You
promo
DJ?
stuff. No. But at the time, I was a part of Bum Squad.
Bump Squad, yep.
So because I used to deal with so many DJs from the mixtape era and like radio stuff. So
Latin Prince.
Yep. And we were doing some promo stuff. And there was some Connecticut DJs out there that were Bum Squad. So they were in Vegas.
Yep.
And like seeing us that was also the moment I think when CT
They
when
realized.
they realized what
Yeah.
it was. Because they seen us number one in Vegas at this Bum Squad conference, and we didn't hit nobody up about trying to
Be
get
there.
in or be there.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were there because we were invited there
Yep.
by Latin Prince and Bum Squad.
And you were also there for other reasons too.
Right.
Well, that's
You
the
had
other
you
side
had
of it.
you had a job in the first place,
Right.
And then you're like, oh shit.
So we were playing. So we went to that night. They had like a Bum Squad party at this place called, I think it was Tropicana at the
Yep.
time, and it was like this poppin' ass top 40 club. I mean, like big DJs, like big EDM DJs and house. I mean, big DJs. So they had like all the big DJs, everybody from Bum Squad from all over the country, and the DJ plays "Who's Your Daddy," and the fucking place went nuts. And I'll never forget. I looked at so
Yo, I'm telling you, bro.
Mind
He
you-
doesn't understand, bro.
mind you, we're at now
he
that
does.
we're
He
there.
just plays it low.
Yeah, man.
Now
like,
that we're there, we're hanging out with the CT homies, Big Man and Hawk and Joey, and we're like,
I think KG, not Kev G was there.
Kev G, yep.
Kev G was there.
So we were there like hanging out now with the homies.
Yep.
And I looked at Big Man, and like Big Man looked at Hawk, and then I looked at Mook N Fair, and everybody, we all looked at each other like, yo, this is
yo,
crazy.
it pisses me off because every time I take this dude out and we go somewhere far away from here, I'm like, yo, play Who's Your Daddy.
Yo, by the time we got
By
back,
the way, the dude is here. They're like,
the,
huh?
the DJs,
And this dude's like, come on, man.
the
I'm
CT
like, bro,
DJs
like-
had called back home and
Yes.
told everybody.
Yeah.
So when we came back, they wholeheartedly just like supported everything we did.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah, that was wild.
That was a moment where and
And it needed to happen, though.
It did, but like I will say, listen, Hot 93.
The organics of it.
Hold on. I was just about to ask you. You was talking about the DJs from the radio
From
station
93,
that you
yeah,
was with.
yeah.
And I was in Vegas.
Yep.
And then the record played.
Yep. But there was like 500 DJs from all over the country.
All over everywhere.
No. I'm just saying in the
I'm
event
surprised
and
I
wherever
heard.
that was
And
at.
they were
Yep.
playing. They were
joint-
playing
your
Who's Your
record
Daddy
played,
in
right?
Connecticut. They were already playing Who's Your Daddy in Connecticut.
Yeah, it was
the
already
radio
a
was
hit.
already playing.
It was already
it was
a
already
hit.
up
Yeah, it was
here.
already hit,
But that's when they realized, like, oh shit,
It's
this
not
isn't
just
just
us.
us. This is a nationwide thing.
And mind you, we're out there for 3-4 days.
But I thought radio stations, don't they like?
Nah.
The only-
Time out.
The only person that
They all don't get the same
fly, let it
playlist,
fly,
dog.
Go ahead, Sos.
Let it fly.
What's your
Sos.
question? Nah, because listen, all right, I'm gonna explain it.
We shut
Every
that
region
down.
or every region, right,
That was
has their
kinda-
own.
that was kinda classic.
When you go to Florida, when you go to
Bro, I took
Atlanta,
road trips. I done
you,
took road
you
trips.
hear
from-
stuff that you never heard up here before.
Of course, but that's what
Right,
I'm
so
saying.
that's what they assumed
My-
Who's
my
Your Daddy
question-
was.
So
Why
the
you put my
program-
shit mad low?
So
cuz?
we
got to
I
because
didn't
they
do
fake
that.
it.
It just
Get the shit out your face.
it
About to
keeps
be
fading.
fucking
It's
Quasimodo.
sliding
The
down.
only-
I hear you.
No. It's
So the only person that knows that like a record is moving is the program director.
Right.
So Buck knew that the record
Being
was
played in
moving
other
because
states.
Buck helped us. He was instrumental in us getting our deal. So he knew the record was moving. But Buck ain't. He's not another one. He's not a talker. He ain't telling. He wants people to see things for themselves. So none of the DJs knew. And even if they knew, like they knew the record was getting spins, when you see 700, 800, 900 people, white kids, just like, yo, like they were, and they weren't just dancing, they were singing the fucking record.
Nah, that's dope. That's super amazing. I know that feeling right there was so euphoric.
So
it was
yeah,
so
none of
crazy,
them, nobody
like-
in CT really knew that it was moving. And listen, from when we got our deal, I'm talking the record was number 38 in the country in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
It was like,
From when it dropped.
Oh, bro, listen.
Nah, from when the
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell
That's
you
what I'm
straight
saying,
up.
like,
I don't
that-
know.
yeah.
I didn't. All right. So a lot of people listen to music and sometimes it's samples and this, that, and the third. They didn't know.
Yep.
And they only find out the original song is where it comes from because the sample is just that damn fucking good.
Yep.
Right. So I got. Obviously, it was a sample. So I was at the casino. Maybe I don't like talking about it because I lost some money, but you know what I mean. Shit hurt my heart. It was a few days before my birthday too.
Okay. You got a nice birthday present.
I'm about to cry about that shit.
Go ahead.
It was a lot amount. It was a big amount too.
It was a lot of
your
amount.
tangents
A
are wild,
loud
bro.
amount. A loud
So
amount.
your
Loud
tangents,
amount.
his
Loud
tangents are
amount.
crazy.
Yeah, I ain't drink. I mean,
Remember,
I
we
ain't
saw
into that.
last year his whole year.
so
of,
listen, so
gambling.
listen. Oh yeah, you seen it. You seen it. But
go ahead.
So we lost a little bit that night. But when I was at the roulette,
Y'all are
the
sliding this
digital
thing
one
on the
across
table,
from the
so it's
Scorpion
crazy.
Bar, you know where that is in Foxwoods?
yeah,
Yes.
yep.
They got the digital roulette, blackjack
Yeah,
across
yeah.
from the
Yep.
Scorpion Bar. They was playing it, right? Because they have like a DJ
Yeah,
somewhere in
always.
there, right
It's
there,
right
right?
there.
Yeah, yep.
So I swear to you, if I'm lying, I'm dying. He played the original.
Mm-hmm.
He played the original.
Right.
Right.
How'd that make you feel?
Right.
Go ahead.
It was cool. I was like, oh shit, I only know of this because of my boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, holy shit, my man's, you know what I mean? He a genius.
He
right?
famous.
Word. But then the DJ blended it in and played
Our
Who's Your
version.
Daddy.
That's how you do it
All
if
right,
you're
all
a real
right,
so-
DJ.
So-
Like,
so
if you're
listen,
a DJ, that's what
if-
you're gonna do.
I call my girl right now on the phone. I swear to God, I ain't bullshitting you. But I was so, gamble crazy. I'm already in the hole like a fox. So I'm trying to
took
get my
that. You
money
took that
back.
as a sign.
You know what I'm saying?
He took it as a
Nah,
sign.
my girl pointed it out. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. My girl pointed it out because
She's
I
like,
heard,
put it
I
all
heard
on
the
black.
original. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I was like, oh, that's my man shit. And I was like, oh no, that's not my man shit. That's the original. But he sampled that shit and made it fucking hot fire, Dylon. Right?
Right.
And I told my girl,
Let's
right?
talk about Dylon.
And the next
after
thing you
this.
know, you hear me.
You heard about him, right? He
Yo,
crying crazy.
word.
Right? So
And then you hear me. I was driving down the road.
yeah,
and I
so
was-
so for a few seconds I'm in there, picking a bunch of shit on roulette, pow, red, wow, pow, going sick, and then I'm like, oh shit, she's like, that's your boy song. I'm like, wait, we lost. I'm like, fuck, what you say? Oh shit, yo, cause I'm
Made
so
you feel better about losing.
bruh,
Yeah, facts.
like the loss, it hurt. Don't get me wrong, cause it hurt.
This
You know what I'm
guy,
saying?
yo.
but I was so close like a magnet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
And it didn't, and it just didn't connect for me. But
Understood.
but when the song came on, I was like, yo. And then the conversation started like, you just wouldn't believe, like, this is the person that I'm around every Friday.
Yeah.
Well,
From a slide to a casino.
pump the brakes.
What?
What's that? The brakes.
What I say crazy,
Not
yo.
every Friday.
My bad. What did you say?
No, I just said like the difference.
I was at
between, like,
Foxwoods.
I'm just saying if you were at like a club,
You wanna
it's
see my
one
player
thing, but
card?
hearing it at Foxwoods is like you're like, oh shit.
Yep.
It's loud.
Word.
It's loud. It's
You know what I'm saying?
You know
Like,
what I
it-
mean?
Because you're in a
Crazy.
commercial place where it's like,
Yeah.
Word.
what
And
did
they
you
played
ever
it.
have one of those moments where it's like, damn, like you sat back and you're like, oh shit, yo, I had something to do with that shit, and it's
all
playing
the
here.
time. All the time.
Okay.
Yeah. Even when I still hear it,
Yep.
I immediately like. And we put a lot of work into that record. And they hated that
Yo.
record. That was not when they hated that record when
Yo.
they recorded it. They didn't want. They didn't.
It
want,
was just more. I'm gonna tell you who.
Not hated it.
And that's how it ends up happening, doesn't it?
I'm gonna tell you who Mook liked the record, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. KG loved that
the
record.
KG was a
DJ KG loved that record.
He was the driving force behind us starting to move that record around.
Bro, we
what's up,
made that song fast as fuck. It was
Yeah,
like
it was legit.
It was a quick ass like 30-minute song, bro. It didn't take us nothing to make it. It just like
Those
I
are
don't
the
know.
ones
It
that
just
hit, man.
It just grew legs, bro.
You know
It
what?
just
bro,
You
went
know what?
that's it.
But here's the big thing: is as much as it was
Addams
kind
Family.
of like it was like a
Facts.
old rock record, pop record,
Yep.
whatever it was. What KG liked about it, he was thinking from a DJ point. It was the ding, ding,
you can
ding,
mix
ding.
it.
Yep.
You can
So,
blend
and
it.
KG was a big mixer and scratcher.
you
A lot of
get-
DJs were at that
I
time.
used to
So
DJ when I was 16, so the blends were like.
we had to like it took us a while to make we had to make versions
Yeah.
of that record for it to drop. Like when we got the deal, they made like 8 versions. People don't even know. Like I don't even know if you guys know, but there's a Who's Your Daddy remix with Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Missed that.
No, there is. Yep,
There's a
it's
West
crazy.
Coast Nipsey Hussle remix because the dude we signed to had Nipsey Hussle on his label, Cinematic.
Johnny Shipes.
Johnny Shipes. So there was one with Webstar, and there was
Webstar.
we were this close with
DJ
Sheik
Webstar?
Luch.
Yeah. So Webstar was coming out of Chicken Noodle Soup.
Yeah, I remember
He
that.
and
That was huge.
he was huge on New York radio.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then there was almost another one with Chic, and then we did like a house version,
House, yep.
a dance
Yo,
version,
the dance
the
one
Euro
was
version, the
Euro
Euro
pop
shit.
version was
Yo.
fire. That's the one that I like the most,
Yo,
bro.
what?
I ain't gonna
Crazy.
hold you.
We had all
There's
these
a
versions.
Euro pop version of Who's Your Daddy.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
It's dope too.
It's crazy.
You know what's
Yo,
funny?
I
wanna hear it.
Like it more.
Each
Download
time
it.
that record comes on, I wonder if it's the one with Webstar or not. Like,
Yo,
I'm like,
not for
you're not
nothing.
they
really
never
sure.
play
I feel
it
like
though.
every song anybody
Is that
should
on
ever
YouTube?
do
Yep.
should
It should
keep in the
be.
back of their
Yeah.
mind.
So it
Can
was
this be an
available.
EDM version?
So what we
For
did
sure.
was back then,
It hits, bro. It hits.
you know, artists like us, we had to like get a foothold in to gain relationships.
course.
So what they did was they gave like, I forget who we gave it to, but the Nipsey version got given to like iTunes, and the Webstar version got given to like Google Play, and the Euro version got gave. I think it was Deezer.
It's all bidding
or-
and shit, right? Yeah.
one of those. So they were cutting different versions to give exclusives to the DSPs at that time because that was the very beginning of
Yes, the
DSPs
very
and
beginning.
digital
Yeah.
downloads.
I hate the term
So-
DSP. by the way,
DSP.
too.
What was that?
Yeah,
What that
digital
is?
streaming
streaming
platforms.
platforms.
So like
Yeah.
now,
It's-
now
it's
your
a-
Spotify's, your
Apple.
Apple.
Because you haven't bought a CD in what, 15, 20 years almost?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Not
So-
me.
Nah, bro.
I buy
Maybe.
vinyl still.
Maybe.
But
Yeah,
I,
I was gonna say.
Yo,
I
that's
still pop
crazy.
into FY. Well, I haven't been done it in a little while.
I
For
buy
your
I would get one
entertainment?
of those like
Nah, physical copies are
those like
necessary.
you can get the best ofs for like $5. They'll do like a whole like common joint. I keep the CD book in my car all the time.
Yeah.
I got mad CDs, dog.
Oh, your car got a CD player?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Mine's a 2023
My bad,
with a
player.
CD
I'm not on your level. I'm not on your level. My bad. I got a CD player in my car. It's
Mine's a-
Bluetooth, but I got a CD
No,
player.
I'm like, I
as
got
well.
one too.
That's what
I
I
have to pay
say.
Y'all
Like,
rich.
Nah,
Yeah,
nah,
I
nah.
would still.
I
I
fuck
would go
with
to the
y'all.
mall. I'll get like
Come
a
on,
the
come on,
best.
come on.
You
I
can
don't
get
got
like-
no Lambo.
You can get the
man.
best
The fuck?
of for like $5. They do
broke.
like best of Cypress Hill, best of Common,
I
best
was
of
working.
Michael. I got mad CD, best of Beastie Boys. I got mad CDs for
the
$5.
anthology.
from
I
the
thought
FYE,
them
or
shits
FYE, what is
went.
it?
I
FYE,
thought them
right?
shits bottomed out.
Yo.
I thought they stopped making them
They
shits.
just I mean, whatchamacallit,
Well, they're not distributed as much.
Yeah,
They're not made
Best
as
Buy
much.
just took them out of all stores, man.
Really, CDs?
Yeah, well, because
Completely.
they weren't selling
them
them
shits
because they're
is
not
dead.
known for selling them.
They not, them shits is
Like
dead.
you can't.
So someone like
if you
yourself-
weren't known for selling something like that in the first place,
Yeah,
you
like, I'm
can't
not
be
going
that
to Walmart
person
to buy
that
a
sells
CD.
it.
Yo,
exactly.
listen.
Because they don't have
the other
explicit
day,
versions
I
I'm
don't
going
know.
to Sam Goody.
Fuck Sam Goody. Sam Ask
That's
in
not
New
here
Haven.
anymore.
Yep.
That big
Done.
record store.
Sam
They're done.
Ash, bro,
They're
not
closed.
Sam Ass.
Sam Ask.
ASH.
Ash.
He's saying the H. Y'all fucking with him. Stop fucking with him.
Hey yo, Mr. Morales.
Nah, go ahead.
I'm gonna fail this English test by telling you, fuck you. All right. So, but in all honesty, that was a big record store. That was a big music place. You know what I'm saying?
some-
You could get,
yep, music
that was
store,
like
yeah.
one of the
I
last
was
ones
say,
that
it
was
wasn't a
in-
record store.
No, it was music. You could buy
Yeah,
music
yeah,
there.
yeah.
You could buy
Buy,
music.
like-
We used to always go there. We used to go there and buy a lot of our
But I'm
shit.
just
from
Yeah,
the
saying.
I got a
studio.
lot
But
of
I'm just
stuff
saying
there.
that was like
instrumental
one.
studio shit from
I'm just saying of that as being one of the last locally, independently owned joints because even FYE, you saw how big they was in the mall before. They got a closet now.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they
You feel
do.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Compared from what they was to what they is
I
now.
closed my store in
You can only
2007.
That's where I was gonna
You
go.
can only
Like
sell
when,
to so
when
many
did-
Funko
no.
Pops,
Oh
bro.
my God.
But what
All
I'm
right,
trying to
yeah,
say is,
we're all going, bro. We're all going. Let's
what I'm just saying is, the whole. Nah, I just lost my train of thought.
No, I was gonna say when
did the
you
brick
said
and
you
mortar
got
go
rid
bad?
of your store when in 2007. So what the hell do you do with like all the CDs and all the
I still listen.
shit
I
that you have at that
so
time?
I probably have like, I don't know, 200 or 300 like albums. I have like
Can I borrow
I have unopened like Ready to Die albums unopened, and I get real money for those. I got all unopened Pac albums. I have all the masters from all the tapes, like all the old Dirty Harry, Clue.
Y'all about to slap the shit out of me.
I
I
have
gave
a
away an
ton.
unopened Thriller vinyl.
Yeah,
Thriller?
and then I sold a lot.
Why
Gave
don't
it
you
to
like
my-
it?
gave it
Why
to
don't
my
you like
cousin.
yourself?
I gave it to my cousin when I lost all my DJ equipment, and he was like DJing. I said, "Yo, take all my records." I got crates; they're just in my basement, warping. So
You ain't know no better.
salvaged.
You ain't know no better.
He salvaged
You ain't
about
know no
yeah.
better.
He salvaged like 65,
your
70.
records.
You seen
when,
my crates?
Dog, you pissed me off so much.
I had
with
about
warping ass
God.
like
records.
this is nothing. I had
That's crazy.
crates on
60,
crates.
yeah, easy in my basement. Yo, bro, like the whole basement was crates of
Flooded.
records.
Word.
Flooded. And I gave him all away. And he salvaged like maybe 75% of it. Because like I said, it was down there so long, a lot of it warped
You
and
can
all that.
repress.
Yeah,
like you
but
could. You
I
could,
didn't
you
know
could
that
use
either,
gravity
you know what I mean?
to try to get the
I
like
had
get
no
them
clue.
to
I
work.
was just like, yo, I got nothing to do with this. So you got your equipment, you still rock vinyls? Here you go,
Take
brother.
him. You a good
Call
guy.
him, call
You better
him.
than me.
Line them up
These
like
are
a
staying
barber.
here.
Nah, man.
Nah, but
those
Fury.
are gone.
Fury, I want to talk about like the new like because I feel like each time over a certain point of time, like you reinvent yourself and have a different way of like figuring out what's next for yourself and such a smooth transition. It makes it seem it's really seamless for you. So right now, what are you into? Like who are you working with and like what's your primary focus? Because again, there's been multiple transitions since
Yeah.
we were
Grown
working
man
with you.
business.
So like what is Chris Fury doing now?
I mean, I still do some freelance stuff for random majors once in a while. I still do some work with cinematic. You know, I still work with D.
Yep.
But you know, I've been with Chris Webby now since 2013. And I've been with Anoyd with
It
my
was
partner
before
Pace.
that.
No, it was like
Web was like
2013.
2013. Because
I remember you bring them to a house party that we were all at.
that was like 2013.
that was actually 2013, but
Yeah.
like you had them like I want to say 2012.
No,
No?
because I had so when their situation started to become what it was, I was actually starting to do a bunch of work with Ray J.
Yeah.
So I was doing some
remember
work
that.
with him.
That's who I originally. I'm sorry, I hate to cut you off, but that was
Yeah.
like who like when we met each other. That's like how I understood you in the business. Yeah.
So you know, and then my situation with him was just odd. Ray J's like a real Hollywood dude who like had.
He really hit it first.
I mean, he had like 8 managers, 8 lawyers, 8 agents, like anybody
Like
with a check.
across
So
the
it was,
country.
It was very different,
Yeah.
difficult to work with him. So
Okay.
But anyways, Webb was kind of the same scenario. His manager Dana at the time
I remember
was
Dana.
like an intern for Mook N Fair for me. because he was working with Johnny Shipes.
He was working with Cinematic.
As like an intern,
Mad
and like he
names.
was doing shows in New Haven for Cinematic Currency and all that.
Oh yeah.
He was like, yo, I got this kid Dana. You know, he could be helpful for you with Mook N Fair when we signed our deal. So a couple years later, Dana hits me and he's like, yo, I got this kid Chris Webby. And at that point, they weren't asking for no help, but I didn't want no part of Webb. And not first and
No
foremost.
shade.
his shit
No
up, too?
shade. No shade.
Well, like I didn't listen to that type of, at that time, it was kind of like a frat rap that
Yeah,
wasn't,
yeah,
I
yeah,
wasn't
absolutely.
into that. But also, you know, in 2009, 2010, if you weren't
Asher
Eminem,
Roth.
How hard is it to separate what
and
you
anybody.
like to what you think will be
not hard. I'm
not
so
hard?
good at it.
nice?
I'm so good at
He
it.
was
Right.
quick with that.
Talk
answer.
Nah,
your
and I've been known forever
Talk
to
that
be
shit,
a
dog.
dick about
That was
my
fast
opinion.
as fuck. That's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
yeah.
I've known.
You know
Chris
what
don't
you
bite
know.
his tongue.
You know what you
Yeah,
know.
you know what I'm saying? Because like I ain't
That's
gonna
what I've
front. It'd be
always liked
super
about
hard for me to be like, no, I don't like that shit. I don't want to rock with it.
Nah,
You know what I mean?
Nah.
That's what I've always liked
But-
about Chris is he says what he feels.
And it
Exactly.
only- for me, it was also a better way to keep myself out of trouble by being honest about how I felt about it. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's very clear whether
It's transparent.
I just want to check or like I really want to work with you. And
Right.
you know, again with the web thing, also if you weren't Eminem at that time, you know,
Yeah.
You're a white guy
and there
rapping.
was at that time Webby, Asher
Asher
Roth,
Roth,
and Sam
yeah.
Adams were like the first three white kids coming out of like the MySpace age
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
to like transition to YouTube really.
Yep.
But I wanted no part of it.
Where are the other two?
Oh, God.
Asher
Oh, I'm
Roth
sorry.
Let's not
was
go
a
there. Let's not go
kindergarten.
there.
He was a. So
still
listen, he's around.
That's
no,
so
no, no.
crazy. You know
He-
this shit.
So
Oh,
nah,
yeah,
the dude.
yeah. Ken's locked in, bro.
So
Yo,
the
he-
dude
you
wasn't
are,
like he's
bro.
like a certified teacher and all that
He
other
really
shit.
is.
He
He's
was like
intelligent.
he was a kindergarten teacher or something
Okay.
like that before he actually started rapping. I believe. If I'm wrong, somebody else
Nope.
come and chime in. But like all at the same time, like yeah, like Asher Roth like had a fallback. Like all these dudes
Okay.
have fallbacks.
Yeah.
Like rap is like
So
a
Nah, it's a
sport.
side
No,
hustle.
no,
It's a
no,
side
it's
hustle.
sport. No,
Well,
it's sport.
You got to think. That's also why they didn't make it.
yeah,
It's sport. No,
It
no, no,
was
no,
just-
no, 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 no.
Everybody's version
Like
of make
long-
it.
Asher Roth
Was
was,
crazy.
fire.
He
was
He was
fire.
something,
Agreed,
he was
but,
something
like,
crazy. But
here's
like
what
at the
happened.
same
Like
time,
maybe he had in the back of his head, like,
Like,
no,
no,
You know what
no.
I mean, like,
That was
it's the
an
same thing
era-
with like Little Dicky. Your shit can only last but so
That's true.
long because you're only appealing to a certain
But-
crowd for
Yeah.
so long.
That,
like,
well,
you
that's
know.
the problem is that for a lot of those artists, they couldn't break out of the college frat.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it just
Like,
didn't-
all those guys
you know what I'm
were
saying?
all
Quick-
day.
Quick
frat.
story just about action. I mean, about
Bronson.
no.
Yo, bro.
Asher Roth. So Apathy wrote that record.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
What?
So
Not surprised.
Apathy was signed to Atlantic. Apathy and Mike Karen wrote the hook for I Love College and produced the record.
You heard it here.
Sounds like
on
a-
the Nutso
sounds-
Bunch
sounds like
podcast.
about
Whose
Easter
song
anyway.
was that? I
Next
don't
time
know.
you
It
speak to
sounds
App-
like it's about Easter.
Next time you speak to App,
I'm gonna
talk to him about it.
That's
Sounds
crazy.
like it's about Easter.
Firsthand, App tells
The
me
worst college in Connecticut.
or
Absolutely.
bro.
UConn, like, come on, now
Don't
they're in the
worry,
same
he's not
place.
talking.
App's in LA. App's out in LA and he's driving around and he literally hears I Love College on the radio and was like, yo, like I wrote that fucking record. Like not the whole record in totality.
but
Pretty
Yeah,
much,
yeah,
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 yeah.
So he called Mike
Concept.
Karen and Mike Karen was like, yeah, you know, this was years later. He wasn't signed.
He
He,
ain't
got
get
out of his
paid.
deal.
He
He got
ain't
out of his
get-
deal.
he ain't get
Mike
paid
Karen was
for
like,
it.
yeah, you know, I own that record. You were signed to me and, you know, you're not at Atlantic anymore. You know what I'm saying?
So,
like,
yeah.
But Apathy was a super true pioneer with
Hell
that
yeah.
shit. So yeah, crazy
Hell
story
yeah.
about
Discovered
that.
Apathy back
So,
in
yeah.
2000.
So
I
back,
never
with,
heard
Heard
that
it
song.
here first.
back with Chris.
We got to get
I
Apathy
Love
on
College. Whose track was that?
Asher
That was
Roth.
Asher
You would
Roth.
know it if you heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. As soon as you hear it, you would-
Webby actually came out with a I Hate College remix to diss Asher, and they had a beef.
Damn.
It was like a
That's
white rapper frat beef.
So wild.
But and they had Webb had a beef with Sam Adams. But this is all very,
Like
very
that's a
long time
wild.
ago.
Yeah.
That's a wild line of beef to start.
So
like,
Yo,
it's,
fat.
well, because Webb was actually the one who actually knew how to rap
Yeah.
out of them, like
Yeah.
really, really rap, and he really gave a fuck about like
still does.
hip hop culture. Like
Yeah,
he's,
yeah.
Listen, he's from the burbs and all of that,
No,
but
no.
he pays attention to what this thing is, and
sure.
he respects it like wholeheartedly. So, anyways, I didn't want no part of it, and then a few years go by. I was working with some other artists, and Dana had hit me.
That's the nicest way.
That shit was funny.
Hey
as
yo,
fuck,
hey yo,
dog.
bro, the way he let, hey yo,
Yeah.
bro,
He
that's
said,
some.
by the way, I wanted
Nah,
no
I
part
wanted
of
no
it.
part of it.
That
being
was
honest.
hey yo, that was smooth. I like it. You know,
It
you
just wasn't my cup of tea. And
Right.
I didn't see it
But
either.
You're a
you.
different phase of hip hop.
Well, at that time, I'm coming from, I was in the commercial system. I was in a major label system
Yeah.
of stuff, you know, so I'm thinking in a whole different light of things. Like that type
Right.
of music didn't register with me. So I didn't really pay. I mean, I kind of like, so then over the next couple of years, I kind of watched, I seen him doing shit and seen him selling out Toads and was like, damn, that's cool. Like he's
Yeah.
crushing it, but still,
Wasn't
you know?
hitting yet.
And then Dana just
For
hit me one day and was like, yo, like I need some help. Like we've kind of maxed out what I can do in this realm, you know, like we're trying to make him the next M or, you know, the next.
You're trying to get
Mac
him
or whatever.
bi-coastal.
Right. So at that point, I had stopped working with Ray and my time, even I was doing some work with Jim Jones and I just was like, you know what? I'm fucking in. Like I want to get to know this independent shit. You know, that's the independent lore of it. And then once I met Chris, his music still didn't register with me, but he was like legit. He's
Genuine.
top 5 best human beings on this
Genuine-
earth.
Dog,
genuine
he's
person.
a
I've never
he's
met
a
guy you
dope-
said you didn't want no part of.
yeah.
Nah, really cool.
music wise.
Music-wise.
wise.
No. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But it takes something else to get to know somebody. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for
Like,
sure.
Nah,
Like,
it comes off immediately with Webby.
It does.
He's
It does.
dope
But,
as
but
fuck.
here's the thing, though. When you look at
Genuinely dope
Chris
as
from
fuck.
afar, you're like, yo, who? He wears sunglasses a lot. He's got Ninja Turtle tattoos.
Nah,
He's
yeah.
got suit.
You would
You
think
don't
he's-
really understand
You
what
don't get
is.
it. You don't get it.
Yeah.
But if he's the guy, though, if you hang out with him for an hour, you're like, yo, that is the coolest motherfucker ever.
He's genuine as fuck.
Really,
bro.
Fatty?
He's not even he's not even into the idea of him having like the money.
Yeah,
and all this
yeah,
other
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he,
yeah.
he will
Like-
spend the money on Ninja Turtle shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if, even
Like, that's
too,
his
if
thing.
he doesn't like.
He's
I'd be
him.
Like, I'd be like,
Yeah,
yo,
but-
you're,
but-
you're
but let's
mad
not-
cool.
let's not-
He'd
let's
be
not
like, I'm
downplay
not
that.
Cool. I'm
Okay,
not
okay.
cool. I don't want to be cool.
Yeah.
Like he hates that word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like he's just himself.
Yep. He's him.
But meanwhile, he's
him, you know?
cool at the same time. So like,
Right.
you know.
So so that Web and then my story with Anoyd is very similar. Pace, I've known forever. Pace used to rap with
Peso.
Nathan, right?
He was peso.
We were still
Yeah,
playing
Peso, yep.
softball together when you signed Anoyd.
So I Pace had hit me in, I don't know, 2017 and was like, yo, I got this kid Anoyd. I was like, cool. Like he sent me some music. I thought he could really rap, but like I didn't pay attention. And then, you know, but I love Pace. Pace
Yo,
is like
you
my
don't pay
guy.
attention to a lot of motherfuckers.
I don't. I
Yo,
don't. Because it's got
But the thing is,
fire.
he
You
also
gotta-
put
you gotta-
me on to
that's
him
what I'm
too. He
saying.
puts me on to these people, but he didn't.
But I don't
like-
pay
But
attention.
before that, he
I don't
didn't.
pay attention. See, everybody.
Before that.
That's the problem is that everybody sees something different. So it takes something different for some shit to register
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
Like it's the reason that you listen. Everybody talks about
You need
wanting-
cosigners.
Everybody talks about wanting to be out. I'm outside a box. Put me outside a box. Like if you're not in a box, nobody can recognize you.
Yeah.
Like when you walk into a store, the first thing you do is like, yo, those look like Beats. The new Chrysler 300 looks like a Phantom.
Yeah.
He sounds like you need to
So they're
identify
putting
with
it-
something
yeah,
in
that's
order
fire. That's
to
fire.
understand
I like
something.
the way, yeah.
Right? So like
Well played, sir.
yeah, no, it's
Well
it's
played.
important. So with Anoyd again, like it just didn't register me. And then Webby was
Why
opening
did
up
Gorilla
for
Black take off?
Webby was opening up for Chance the Rapper at CCSU. And Anoyd opened. He spit like 100 bars, and I was like, okay, like he can rap, but I still wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Didn't do
then-
it for you yet.
I was on tour for a little bit, or I was in South by South. I can't remember where I was, but I came home and I heard Liquor Stains on the radio
Great song.
for like a couple of weeks straight, and was like, yo, I was fucking with this record, so I
Who
Shazammed
is
it,
this?
and it said Anoyd. I called Pace in 10 minutes and was like, yo, like I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, immediately.
That's
I'm
crazy. I remember hitting him up when I heard that song. I was like, yo, you got one with this, bro. Push that shit. He was like, yo,
Yeah,
good
he's
luck for
incredible.
reaching out, bro. Thank you,
in. He's
man.
incredible. So really for me,
Another super humble dude, man.
yeah, he's great
For sure.
Makes great music. It's
Webby,
easy to be
Yo,
humble.
facts.
Webby and Anoyd are my main
Crazy
focus,
talented.
and then like I do, you know, some
Fucks with Anoyd
freelance
heavy.
work
Yep.
whenever I feel like it. Really,
Yeah.
you know,
Freelance is just that, but it ain't free.
No, it's not free, not no more.
Freelance ain't free, man.
Nah, but I turned down more than can I take? You know,
Okay.
at this point in my career, you
Yeah,
know,
because you could you've earned the right to be
do that.
subjective.
yeah, for sure. And also too, you know, when you don't got no money, you tend to do shit like fuck shit and get
that's a fact.
involved with stuff that you don't even believe in for the money.
For the money.
You know what I'm saying? I also got myself in a lot of trouble doing that type of
For
shit.
the money.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, the three guys from CT people from CT, I just really believed in, and all of them, I worked for no bread.
Yeah.
Like until it got to the point, you know.
Yeah.
I always tell the story of Webb. Webb was making $1 million a year, 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, but it was all getting funneled back in because he's independent.
Yeah.
So like he was making money, but it was all coming back to where like he didn't have any money because it all went
Hold
back
on.
into
When you
him.
said it was coming back, like where was
Like,
it
bro,
going?
you so
Into like
So I'm saying
recording
you
and
putting it
recording
back out. You putting it back out.
It went,
Yeah.
It
You know,
went
getting-
right back into his entire
Yeah,
life
yeah,
cycle.
yeah.
It was
Okay.
So independently,
Nah, I got you. You don't
Yeah.
got
So he
to
was
keep
making
sweeping.
$1 million a year, but he was spending 1.2. There was no fucking.
It was-
Nah, I get it.
you know?
I get it.
So they had.
You need to
they
get
had
under
a really
wraps.
good relationship with Discover.
It's just-
American Express.
Yep.
And they used to pay all my bills on a credit card because they couldn't pay me. So they would like hit me at the beginning of the month and be like, "Yo, just pay your car note, pay your rent, pay your electricity bill."
And then when
Barter
they bread,
system.
and then when they bread came in, they paid everything and took care of it
Yeah,
like that way.
because they had enough. They made enough money to like pay
Keep
their
it
bills.
rolling.
Barter all
and,
day
you know
for
what I'm
you.
saying?
Yeah,
But that's
yeah,
really
yeah. Oh, yeah.
they had
They
a
kept
50
operations going.
They had a $50,000 to $100,000 balance on Amex, like every other, was.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And they want that every month.
every month.
Yep.
Nah,
Yeah.
all of it.
All
The
so
whole
at
thing.
once. At once.
All
No,
of it.
you can't play with Amex. Nigga.
Come
Yeah,
on,
so
man.
with Mook N Fair, I mean, there was no money for anybody to
Word.
make until we've got our first check, you
Yeah.
know, like and Anoyd, he's finally making money, but I worked for no bread. And even when these guys made we came to an agreement like where if you remember, like anything under $1,500 for them, I didn't touch. I didn't get a percentage because
Yeah.
it was all going back into the
Back
van,
into the- yeah,
into the
yeah, yeah,
flyers,
yeah.
and
into buying more CDs or
you know,
whatever
so
it was.
You were in it for the long haul, not for the
nah,
long.
definitely was.
All of us
definitely
were.
was.
Nah,
the whole
he
team
was
was.
holding his crypto. You heard he was Bitcoining these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Let's call it for what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Playing the long game.
was.
Yeah,
Nah, but that's a fact, bro.
yeah,
That's
nah.
real. That's real, man. And
Word.
that's
I don't mean to
appreciated.
cut it off. I want to make sure he gets out of here in a
No, I was gonna
timely
say,
manner.
No, we good. We good.
I know you got things to do.
No,
8
we good.
minutes.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so we good. I don't gotta leave for a little bit.
Yeah, but that's
but
that's what I'm saying.
all
Yeah,
my
facts.
situations. But
That's what I'm saying.
I learned to let shit fall in my lap
Mm-hmm.
from the way my scenario unfolded with them. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, currently that's it, man. I'm just trying to get them to be.
And it might have been different if it didn't work out the way, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if
100.
you would have, like,
100.
played the long game with these fools and it never worked out, you probably would have never played the long game with Webby and those other
all
cats.
these
Like,
guys.
you know what I'm saying?
So,
Yeah.
so,
for
so
sure.
real quick, let me ask you
He
this.
probably never
Those-
played it with any of them.
Yeah.
Because he had to listen and feel the
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
And until he did, it wasn't going to be a thing.
Yep.
Facts.
Those two artists that you work with right now,
Yep.
right? You
Webby
said-
and Anoyd.
No, it don't. Are they signed to a major label?
No.
No.
No, independent.
Webby's one of the
100%.
biggest
Yeah.
independent
Indies,
artists
well,
ever.
there.
Webby's top 5 independent hip hop artists in the country.
Yep.
Period.
Okay, no problem.
And he actually gave Anoyd a deal.
A
so-
deal,
So
I mean,
Anoyd is
as-
under Webby's.
You fuck
Under
with Jit?
ADHD.
ADHD.
Love Jit. So Jit was signed to
It was at
Homegrown.
one point, right?
Jim was signed to Webb. So Webb's original label with his old
Homegrown.
manager was Homegrown. We signed Jitta through me because Jitta's from Southington.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and used to him and Bill Jones
Jitta
used to
the
come to my
Great.
store.
That's
when
how I
they were
started
kids.
fucking with him.
But yeah, so that was the first artist we signed. We all moved to LA, got a crib in the Hollywood Hills.
Remember?
Webb fucking mentally broke down by trying to be involved in the LA music scene. And we left and came home, and Jitta stayed, and Jitta's still there.
Jitta
You know what
is
I'm
still
saying?
there.
But-
Jitta's amazing.
But I took just Jitta too, but I took Jitta out
Jitta's
too.
a wave.
Jitta left CT, and he's in LA now currently because
Thriving.
of what I tried to do.
Tried to
for
bring
him,
them all
you know
up
what I'm
there,
saying?
yep.
So
Yep.
it's Webb has always been over the course of Webb's career. He's been, I think he's on maybe like his 13th to 15th headlining tour. And
Amazing,
he's
bro.
taken probably 10 to 12 Connecticut acts like on tour with him. You know what I'm saying? Like
He's opening doors for motherfuckers.
And
That's
I mean, even
facts.
All
even
day.
so,
That's what
even
it's
when he
about, though.
first started
Yeah.
to pop, he came and gave Mook N Fair a verse. He came to the hood,
Yeah.
and recorded it. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
and the crazy shit is when he
Oh, he
came
didn't
to
email it?
Nah, he came through. That's nah. He showed
he
love by pulling up.
respected it.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
you know what's
facts.
crazy? He came through and we had like all the people from GS was rappers as well, bro. He came downstairs and motherfuckers was trying to battle him and shit.
Yeah, 'cause
Yo,
at
it
that
was
time
crazy,
he was kind of
dog.
like known for
It's
battle.
like, yo, what are
rapping
y'all
and shit.
doing, bro? Leave him alone, bro. Let
But
him
yeah.
come in the studio. What the fuck y'all doing?
He's
yeah,
done
yo,
a-
no, come
Yo,
outside.
I got
Come
haters.
outside.
I got a Benz outside with 20s but they 10s. I keep them clean. Fuck out of here, motherfucker.
Bro, that's what was happening, bro. It was wild.
It
It
really
was. It was
But
wild.
yeah, Chris has done a lot for the scene out here.
For sure.
And a lot of people don't look at him
You
like
fuck
that.
with me, Ken.
Yeah,
Chris, you coming up here next, man. We got to talk about
I would
this.
love to get Webb up there.
that would be crazy.
But yeah, he does a ton for the scene. A lot of it don't get talked about because he's not in the realm.
Because he's independent.
Not even just independent, but he's in a different realm.
He's not-
So I
figured
had,
out-
I had to piggyback
No,
on
hold
my
on.
question.
I got you real quick though. I think Webby has done a lot, and the big thing that I think people don't give him the credit for is because he don't ask for no fucking credit.
No.
Like
never.
he don't want people like
Yeah.
when he does something, it's genuinely because
Yeah,
he
yeah,
fucks
yeah,
with it.
yeah.
Like he's not asking nobody to be like, "Yo, y'all know that I looked out and did a verse for this
Yeah,
person
yeah,
or that."
yeah. He
He,
ain't
don't
throwing nothing
do
in
that,
nobody's
bro.
faces. Yeah.
That's corny too. Like, dog, I don't know. Like, that's not the wave. That's not
well,
it.
I'll throw one out there like that is exactly on that wave.
Okay.
I went to a Chris Webby show and y'all didn't even know. Like,
Oh.
I was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I was there. Like, I enjoyed that shit. You and some other friends were out there backstage, like chilling and shit.
Yeah.
You were chilling. You
Left
were
this
like,
motherfucker in
Yeah,
the crowd.
I was
Low-key.
cooling, but no, I bought a ticket. Like I
Yeah.
went
That's
there.
how-
and I
that's
enjoyed
support,
that shit.
though. That's how you support.
That's real shit, though.
Go ahead, Sos. My
Like,
bad.
That's when I believed in
The wave.
the wave, and also you support the people that you also have around you as well.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah.
I've always felt that way. If you don't support the people who are doing things around you, then what the fuck are you doing in the first place?
Facts. Facts. Sholey had a show, last year? We did Sholey and Friends.
I love
I
what he
fucking
does.
was one of the first people there in the line. I paid. I
love
bought
what
my
he
shit
does.
online.
I love what he
like
does.
that's you don't asking for a free ticket isn't support, bro.
Well, no, buying merch is.
What have I always said?
Bro,
After I get that free ticket, once I buy
Real
merch.
quick, so what have I always said? Like when I go to parties and my boys are promoting and this and that, and I
Right.
go to pay, they're like, "Nah, you good?" I'm like, "Nah, this is your hustle.
Fred,
This is how you make your money."
when you
Right.
when
I
you do
hate
your
when
ni-
motherfuckers be like, "I'm not paying $20 to get in there."
When you do your 90s event, do I call you and be like, "Yo, Fred, I'm at the door"?
no,
Well, how about
No,
this?
you
No,
don't
no, no.
do that, bro.
I'll-
You don't do that.
Nah,
I'll
you
say
don't go to
this, though.
Walmart. Like they said. I heard this quote online. Like when you go to Gucci, Fendi,
Yeah, you're not asking
Walmart,
for
wherever
no
the
discount.
fuck you go spend your money
Asking
at, right?
for a discount.
You don't ask for a discount, right?
No.
So why your homie gotta take a
Yeah.
No.
discount? You know what I'm
Because
saying?
your homies get comp tickets.
but let's
But-
real
but
quick.
that's the
I
real
want
shit,
to
though.
know what the piggyback question
homie
was.
get comp
You're
tickets.
piggybacking.
The piggyback question was to what I said was, since you made a comment earlier that you was in the more commercial, more the big wigs,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying, and now you deal with the independent scene.
Oh.
Being in the fact that you've been in the hip hop scene and managing for so long and got so much experience, where do you feel is better for an independent artist to go forward right now in this time of age?
For them to try to get a deal or
Yeah,
stay independent.
Because
Right.
I know a lot of individuals
Yep.
who
Sign a
make
360.
music
Yep.
and don't know which way to go or which way to navigate because there's so many avenues. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't sign a 360.
So
No,
if
see, but we
if one of
disagree
hold
on
hold
that.
hold on
Oh, really?
I'm gonna touch.
hold on
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
touch
So if one of these individuals right now that I know, good handful, 5, 6 of them, 7 of them, right? They doing whatever they doing right now,
Yep.
and it goes somewhere and they get an opportunity or offer. Obviously, someone has to know their self-worth, self-value. But an individual who may not come from too much, given
Might go
Gonna
after
be
whatever
excited
amount
about.
Okay,
comes.
I want that
so
upfront
so
check.
so now that I have you here on this platform and the individuals
You wanna
that I
try to
know,
give them that
I
advice.
want to give them an advice to let them know. So if they booming, right? If they doing whatever they do, even if they making elevator beats. You hear what?
elevator
Hold on,
beats are
because
fire.
Yeah, nah, I
I
get it.
don't play
I
with
gotta
it.
ask
I know somebody that just makes small little doo 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 doo. That shit go pop.
Hell yeah.
Somebody like it.
It's elevator music. You know what I'm saying? That's what I call it. But that's what it's made for, that kind of shit. And he know what he doing. He got his own lane. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on that highway.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to ask you is this. What I'm trying to ask you is this. I want them to know, since I have an individual that has a lot of, he said, I got an ear, and I heard Webby in 11 and 7 and 12. Now I fuck with him.
Yep.
What do you feel if they were given an opportunity from a major label or someone? What do you think they should, if they should accept the deal or not accept the deal? What should they say at that? You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't got no bread. So should they take it? Should they say no?
I think every situation is different. You know, like no matter what. I think like overall, I think being independent is better for you, right? But you also have to understand is being independent, you can't be a star.
You have to pay for everything.
You can't be a star. The biggest,
but that's what I'm saying.
Just listen, the biggest independent hip hop artist is Tech 9.
Yeah.
Now we all
Yeah.
know who Tech
Oh,
is.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But Tech's not big
No.
on the scale
of anything.
You know what I'm saying?
Anything.
Yep.
So like you can't get. You ever seen a pop star be independent?
No.
No,
Don't
you-
exist.
You can't
You
get
need
the look.
distribution.
So-
You need
so
Britney's
I
kind of
I get
independent
it.
now.
I think every artist needs to tailor your expectations, right? So I think that signing a deal with a major label can be cool if you understand the expectation and you understand the contract you're signing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of these individuals, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the ones that
No,
I'm
they
talking
don't-
to,
they don't
just
understand
individuals
it.
in general that may be watching our podcast.
Lawyer up.
Would just not know the difference of what
It's
of
always
what
better to
money up front is, right? Or
Longevity money.
what I'm really worth down the long run. You see what I'm saying?
But
Because
listen,
that's the main thing.
That's the conversation of a 360, though. No.
But so for me, right, like I don't dislike 360 deals.
Go on.
Right? And listen, when shit don't work, shit's always fucked.
Yeah.
Right? So like you hear all the bad shit about 360s when shit's not working.
Yeah.
Of course.
But while
Of
shit is
course.
working, like all right, so if I came to you and I said, yo, my man, I'm gonna give you $1 million to start.
I'm taking it right now.
But just to start this podcast. I'm gonna give you $1 million to start this podcast.
Right.
Not only am I gonna give you the $1 million, I'm gonna make sure your podcast is lit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure you get Monster and Red Bull
Guests.
and Dunkin' Donuts and guests. That's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna take 30%
Yep.
of your ad revenue, of your booking fees, of your monetization fees, all of that. But
30 is light, I feel. Because
Just
they're,
in
provi-
general,
they're providing
but-
everything.
But when
And
your
if they're
shit don't
providing
work no
everything.
more and that money's dry, you're still getting the 30 whenever all that shit
even
gets
if it's
played.
50%,
Yeah.
whatever the percentage is.
Yeah.
But so you're either so when it's a 360
You're
and
still
you're
getting
getting
kickbacks.
when you're getting 50% of 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 million, it's a fuck ton of money.
That's what you didn't have in the first place.
But when the artist ain't hot anymore because the artist is
That's what I was
they
just
can't
saying.
stay
Yeah.
hot forever.
Yep.
And then they're getting 50% of $1 million, and then 50% of $500,000, and then 50% of 100,000. That's when 360 deals don't work.
Yeah.
Or when you sign a 360 deal and you're popping based on your efforts, and the label is just reaping benefits but not feeding back into it.
Yeah.
You know
Which
what I'm
most
saying?
of
So how long is a
Which most of them
360
seem to
deal?
be.
You
Each
sound
Each one is
360.
different.
depends
It
on-
depends on the terms of the
Depends
offer.
on
how they
how
feel about
you
you.
is.
All right, 360 to me
How
is like
high
one
you is.
turnaround. So
It's
that's
all
a
based-
calendar year. That's 12
So
months.
it just
What's
means that
wrong
they
with that?
eat. It just means they eat off every dollar you make.
All right,
Yeah.
so that's fucked. We're not promoting 360.
You make pennies.
No,
on
Nah,
that.
it sound
No,
good,
no.
right? It sounds
So-
good because listen, I know
But
artists.
You're getting your money though.
But listen, Drake's been on a
Yeah.
360
Listen,
deal
let
his
it go.
whole career, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but guess what?
That's Drizzy.
No,
but hold on.
But if I make
does
you-
Drake
He
pay?
charts way
Does Drake pay in his 360 deal royalties for his Nike deal for endorsements?
Yes.
Really?
He said no. You
part
said
of his
yes.
No, I said why wouldn't he?
If he's making
Why
money,
would-
Oh yeah, part of the 360.
it's-
Everybody makes
it's-
money.
Okay,
Everybody.
Okay, so everybody
but
making
here's
money.
my thing.
So at what point?
Why
Because
do you think-
obviously he know who he is. He know his self worth, self value.
Then if
He's
he
already
Why
said
would
in
he
the
still
contract.
be in that
Well, who-
contract?
he's still
bro?
in it.
because they're
He has to be.
bringing
He's
him-
fucking Sexy
so,
Red now.
Again, they're bringing him
More,
listen,
what they
Nah.
pumping sponsors to him?
They
Fuck
can, yes.
They can.
Yes.
That's
yes.
what they do.
That's why
this is
they're-
what I'm trying to
that's
say.
how
is
he has a
if you
OVO
came to me
deal.
and you were like, "Yo, I got this podcast."
Come
Listen-
on, man. Let's
listen
clean
to
up
me.
our act, man. I get a haircut every motherfucking Friday. How you doing?
But that's what I'm saying. So
360.
if you came to
I
me,
wake up here. I come here for free, and
Listen
I
to me.
do it for free forever till
If
I
I-
die. And the only reason I do this, and I love you to tell you this, and but if I die, my kids gonna see me though. No bullshit.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
legacy.
There's a
Yeah,
legacy
yeah,
left.
yeah.
Yeah,
They
you
can
don't
see
really
me.
die.
So,
As long
so
as
if
digital
I
shit
got
don't
paid,
die.
right? If somebody told me, yo, the Nutso bunch gonna get X, Y,
You're
Z.
gonna get $10,000 a week.
Nah.
You're just saying
Yeah,
X, Y,
he's
Z.
just throwing hypotheticals.
Somebody gives you $10,000 a week. You're not gonna pull up here.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
On time?
You'll be on
I,
time.
I'm gonna give
You'll
you.
be
I'm
on
gonna
time.
give you a realistic. Now I'm
You'll
gonna
be
put
on
my
time.
grown man face on and tell you like just like this.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm gonna slide that contract right to you and tell you read this shit with your binoculars.
Why I gotta have
He ain't a
binoculars?
lawyer.
You read your own goddamn contract. We sign it.
We the Nutso bunch. We won, motherfucker. We not signing 4 copies.
Nah,
We
go ahead.
gonna get
Fact.
one.
listen,
Go ahead.
record
But
deals.
what I'm just saying is different. I
It's different
understand.
from music.
I understand. But what I'm trying to say is,
Yo, facts.
come on, I ain't drinking a long time.
Yeah, you see,
You don't hear rappers tell horror stories until shit goes bad.
Right.
Well,
yeah,
I was
The
gonna
locks.
say Also,
The locks.
You never heard a good 360 deal.
Like, right.
That's the
They
thing.
don't
You've
talk
never-
about them.
before
Because
we
you
get
don't
out of
talk
here,
about
you've
them.
never heard
you
about
don't,
three-
you don't talk about
That's a
them
good point.
because there's no reason to ask what kind of deal he's in, and another
it's
another
working.
artist don't want to tell you that
It
he's
go-
giving up all his bread.
If
but
it went bad and you were in a 360 deal, it seems really cool to just say I was
it's
in
a 360 deal. Even with a major label, like listen, you get a deal right, and you're hot, and then all of a sudden you're not, or the music you're turning in isn't the same, or you left.
yeah.
The old producers, you're not in the same studio anymore. You're not doing none of those things. And then the label's like, yo, we spent all this money on you and you're going to do some fuck shit? Nah, fuck
Yeah.
you.
Beastie Boys.
You know what I'm You know, so, listen, I think major labels are the devil when shit goes bad.
Yeah.
Right? And do I think that the contract should be more lucrative? Yes. But I also don't think like, bro, when you go to get a house, my man,
It's never in our favor.
the bank owns the house, and
Yeah.
then you have to pay the bank.
There's a
and
whole
when
thing about that.
free
that
and
we
when
talked
shit, when you don't pay your mortgage,
They coming to get it.
They
fuck
coming to get it.
no, not even just that, but it's Bank of America killed me. Fuck Bank of.
No.
They never
You didn't
owned
pay.
it.
You killed you, bro.
It's a monetary
And
deed.
I will
It's a-
tell you that
it's a fake piece of contract.
All right, Ken,
real
we'll
quick,
talk about it after.
Real quick, the majority of
We'll
artists,
talk about it
the
after.
majority, not everybody.
Yeah.
The majority of artists mess their own deals up.
Okay.
Facts.
You know, but independent is better.
Heard.
But it takes longer. It takes more money. It's hard to be independent unless you can really make enough money to stay afloat. You know, like you just can't be independent because you want to be independent. You're gonna have to get a job at
It
some
has
point.
to be
You are.
sustainable.
Yeah, like that's
It's not-
Okay,
even Chris. He for 7 years was making $1 million a year and was broke as fuck.
Yeah.
Say, like so.
That's so crazy
mean-
because I could resonate with some shit that he's saying because when you pay so much out, but you're putting out,
You
and
have to
you're
travel for
generating
work.
and you're generating so much cash flow and you're doing what you gotta do, right? But you pay so much out. It's like, what is the effort for? So for him to stay true to his grind,
Yep.
true to his hustle,
Yep.
and continue to proceed and not give up, it's a testament to him.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Real
it
quick,
is. It
before
is.
we get out of here, because he got to go. So,
Go ahead.
have you ever had a Blumpkin? And what's Diddy really like?
Wait, have I ever had a what?
A Blumpkin.
What the fuck is a Blumpkin?
Yo, you don't really listen.
A Blumpkin. Go ahead, Fred.
So this is
You never had
this
your
is-
dick sucked while you was taking a shit?
Hit the button for me.
Nah, I don't even want that.
No, thank you. That's
even-
not like the like.
Hey, I don't think
there's
you
no
can dick
respect.
and get hard.
Dude,
I say it.
Well, also,
I don't want that for her.
that's the one. That's the one thing also that we have not discussed. If you can get a hard on while taking a shit, you're a different type of animal.
Yeah.
A monster.
You are a different type of animal.
You don't want that for her?
And then question number 2 is what?
What's Diddy really like?
What's Diddy really like?
Listen, all right, so
Have you met him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
You went to
let's-
the party?
So I got
Yeah, immediately I assumed he
I
met him.
got,
All right,
a,
all right,
I got
all
an internship.
He looks like he.
at Bad Boy. My first tour I ever went on was the Bad Boy Reunion tour in Europe.
Okay.
So, and I was a street teamer. I was in a tour bus with 12 other street teamers, backpacks, staple guns, posters, graffiti, like spray cans.
Oh, yeah.
What year? What year? What
I
year? What
low-key
year?
miss those days.
2001.
Adhesive spray.
You were not Mook N Fair's manager before
No,
that?
No.
No, they came in a
This
fold
guy
like
was
07
killing it before then.
07. Okay.
-ish.
Yep.
So
Okay.
that was, I worked, literally,
had
I got
a grind
paid
before
$50 a day, you know what I'm saying? And I did that. So then I got an internship through Bad Boy, and I used to hang out at Daddy's house for a while, which is also, again, I
Whose
used
house?
to,
You didn't know that was the name of the
that
spot?
was the name of his studio. It was
That was
called
the name of his
Daddy's
studio.
House.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know. It threw
Yeah,
me
that-
off, my guy.
It's a famous studio called,
No,
called
yeah,
Daddy's
big
House.
time.
I also used to manage Janessa Monique, who was on Making the Band. She was from Bristol, Connecticut. She
No, I
was half
remember that.
Spanish, half
Remember
Italian
that.
girl.
Yep.
So matter of fact,
That's a
she
curly
was
hair
on
chick.
with Dylon. That's why when you said
Yo.
Dylon, it was Frederick, Choppa, Dylon, Ness.
So
The
She was the
curly
one.
hair chick,
She
right?
was the one that
Yes,
didn't
short
get
girl,
on.
real
She was in
quick.
8 Mile. She
Forget that.
She was like an extra.
Let's
No,
skip the DD
no,
talk.
that was,
I
She
told you
asked
was.
a
Trust me,
real
she was.
question.
not
Do
Janessa,
you
bro.
think that the Chappelle show ruined Dylon's career?
No,
He does.
I don't.
His
No,
career
I
was
don't.
wrong before
I
that.
don't.
Dylon totally does.
I think the third Dylon.
No, what's
Yo.
the girl who
The
actually
Dylon's
got the
Sarah Stokes.
Sarah
It was
Stokes.
down- it was down to
is
Janessa.
Ah,
and
okay.
Sarah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yo.
So
right.
you know, so I listen.
Nah, she can sing.
I was in Daddy's
Vanessa was
house studio when Diddy was in there a few times.
Yep.
Like I had met him like on the tour as just being like a part of the street
Yep,
team.
yep.
From what I see, man, he just like worked mad hard and he was mad hard on everybody around him.
Yeah.
And not necessarily on some asshole shit,
Yeah.
but
On
on
some
some
general shit.
Some
get
general
your shit
shit.
right.
Yo, he
Yeah, because I remember seeing a clip of one of the Total chicks like smoking a cigarette, and she was trying to hide it. And he came
Yo,
up.
he was
What
like,
the
yo,
fuck?
what
He
the
was
fuck?
flipping. He was like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?
You're
Like,
messing with your
you're
instrument.
playing with your shit." Yeah,
You're playing with
exactly.
your
I've never seen anybody like so I also had an internship at Rockefeller, and we talked about Sky Zoo and Webb, and going back to Dame's studio. Dame is the only other person I've ever seen with like that type of like
Grind,
ferociousness
like, yeah,
and like locked in and like a clear vision of where he was going and how he was going to get there. Those are like the two. And the dude who hired me at Rockefeller was Lenny S, which is Kodak Lens. They gave me my first paying job.
Let's say who.
Wow.
We about
Lenny
to
S.
we gonna have to do a part 2 of this one.
You know, so I mean, I got
We'll
like
have to do it after
I
the
got no, I
arrest,
got.
though,
She
though.
texted
Yo,
me. I got like
facts.
10 minutes. I got like I don't got to be there until 9:30, so
Yeah.
I'm all right.
You sure?
Yeah.
No.
So yeah,
Text,
but he
text,
wasn't.
We're good.
I hear all the crazy shit going on, and I don't know nothing about it. None of that. He
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
I don't know, you know. But again, my run-ins with him were fucking seconds.
Right.
You know, like
Right.
He didn't ask you to no white parties.
never got the invite. I wasn't cool enough to get the invite.
Yo, I gotta. Do you remember
How about Sammy, like Stevie J?
Stevie J? Oh Lord. Now I gotta. Do you remember? I remember being at a show in Vegas, and I remember we left. I think it was like we were supposed to do like a walkthrough at XS,
Yeah, XS. Yeah.
right? And we left that show and went to Ray J's show.
Yeah.
In
Yep.
Vegas.
Yep.
And do you remember like being in the line and them not letting us
Yeah.
like cut the line?
Yeah. They didn't give a fuck.
Bro, I remember them.
I told you for years. You too fucking
Yo,
high yellow, bro.
I remember us having to wait in the line, and
nobody know who you
we're
are,
talking
though,
to
don't
these
help.
girls in the line, and they were like, yeah, yo, we're waiting for Ray J. He's supposed to be coming to get us, and the girls like, yeah, right. You ain't waiting for no Ray J. And we're like, nah, for
I
real.
would have
like,
said the same shit. Look
nah,
at you.
like for real, like we're waiting for Ray J, bro. They didn't believe us, but we were
Came
just
right-
chatting. We were
walked right
chatting.
out to
Yo,
get
he
us.
fucking walked from his backstage room and walked through and busted through the door like boom, both the doors open.
Yeah, let
and
my
all you
guys
hear
in.
is all the girls going ah,
And
and
he
he's
just was
looking
like-
around. He's looking around. He's like, yo, you got my fucking boys in the line? What the fuck, yo, Chris, Mook N Fair, come on! And we walked through, and I
And he
remember.
was trying to sign them at that point.
I remember walking through the line back, and I look back at the girls and I'm like, peace.
You mean you also
And we were at XS. If you remember that night,
Ah!
we were
You
doing,
blew that one.
We were doing a walk.
Hey, I
Bro,
would have
we-
showed him I would have mooned them walking by. I would have pulled my asshole.
Bro, no,
Wow.
all the big clubs are in the casino, so we're
Yeah.
still
Yeah, we're in
inside
the-
the
we're in the
casino.
casino.
I would have Ace Ventura her.
And we came from
With my
we
pants
were-
down.
We came
Still be
from
forced out.
XS.
We were
Hello.
hosting, or we had a walkthrough
Yep.
Excess, but it was Little John's party.
Yes.
And we got paid to do like a walkthrough
Yep.
over there.
How big is Little John though in real life though? He's little. He's
guy.
little, right? He's a
Small
little
guy.
guy. He's a little guy.
5'3".
Yeah, he's not that.
But
he's
yeah,
small.
I remember that.
That shit was
Ray
crazy,
was a real
dog.
one for that.
That was a funny ass, like, yo,
That dude's killing it.
Bro,
now,
we
fucking
really-
flipping houses.
who?
Crazy.
Little
Like,
John?
renovating houses. Yeah, he got a renovating houses show.
Yeah.
Wow.
With
Little
that
John,
kind of bread, man, you can
he's
get into
super like
anything.
different, bro. He could kind of fit in any
The people
peg.
love him.
Yes,
It's crazy. I've
is.
started watching it. I'm really into it.
He's such a
Crazy.
personality.
It is.
You know?
he is. You know what? I got a weird Little John story. I actually met Little John when I moved to Atlanta. We had the same we had this entertainment lawyer.
Oh, yeah,
that was
that's right.
trying to get us like
Did he rip your
signed
shit up, too?
beforehand. Oh yeah, because remember we went down there and met with her
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yep.
Yeah, bro, and she had Little John like when it was just the East Side Boys, and he was part of the East Side Boys, and they realized like he was the main, attraction of it. They changed their name to Little John and the East Side Boys, and yeah, man, I remember meeting him like mad times. He used to be just sitting on her porch in the front, like.
Yeah, sunglasses
Chilling.
on.
Remember when we were in
He
with
had
like,
sunglasses
Zaytoven and
on.
them? Remember
Yeah.
when we were
Yeah.
in with
Oh,
like Zaytoven?
Zaytoven, bro. We met Zaytoven before, like
He was Zaytoven.
He was big.
I mean, he
as
was still
fuck,
Zaytoven,
bro.
but he
We
was
met
only
him-
doing records with Gucci at the time.
Yes, bro. Just Gucci.
And we were in his crib at his house.
Chilling like it was nothing. And it's like, damn,
Early on.
if we knew like 15 years down the road, this motherfucker would be like one of the biggest producers.
Period.
Crazy, bro.
You still wouldn't have signed done anything
No, we-
with him at the moment. Like you, like at the
Shit.
time, you didn't feel it. So
Bitcoin.
We had gotten a pack from
Yeah,
him.
we did.
I
We
think we
got
got
some
a beat
Bitcoin.
pack from him. I think he sent us back with
we
some
had
records.
some beats.
and then what happened?
Man, we didn't really rock to none of them. They were like
At that time,
down
it was-
south,
yeah, it was-
like
yeah, it wasn't your
style.
fl-
It was
wasn't your
very
wave.
Gucci, like early Gucci.
Yeah,
it wasn't your
Early
wave.
That
early
wasn't
Gucci.
even the wave for up here.
Right.
It wasn't even Gucci's wave yet.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So
That bullshit.
I got one Gucci verse that I
Hey, yo,
Yeah, man.
that's that
Hold on.
lemonade
I don't know,
shit.
you guys
That's
ever-
the only song I ever know that him.
you guys ever knew that,
I fuck with that down south shit.
Mook N Fair had a record with Bruno Mars on it?
Stop.
Before he was Bruno Mars, he was a part of a writing group called the
Smeezingtons.
Smeezingtons. And it was like a 3-person writing group, and he was on the hook of this record.
Yep.
And it was gonna be our next. It was the record after
Put It
Who's
On
Your
My
Daddy.
Tab.
It was called Put It On My Tab. Still, if that record dropped now, it'd be a hit, top 5 record.
Bro,
Let
there
me
was,
hear
there
it.
was
Let me hear it.
Ever dropped.
so there was a couple issues with
Where's
that
it
record.
at?
Put it
Hold
out.
on, hold on,
Let me
hold
hear
on.
it.
I got you. There's a couple issues with that record. When we originally got it, this is Shipes, I think, got us hooked in there. When we originally recorded it, I think they only wanted like 10K or something for it. And we're like, all right, we'll just put it on the side, and eventually we'll
We were
end up
working
doing
on
it.
the record with Flow Rider.
We were working on a Flow Rider record at the time. Yep.
Oh, God.
So we fucking recorded the
don't
record,
understand Flow Rider.
and yo, bro,
But really,
right
though, I'm glad I
before,
didn't hear it.
right, like around the time that we were like kind of interested, I think he dropped the song with B.O.B.
Yeah, it was his first record.
And that shit blew the fuck up.
And then he got a DWI. So the label Epic wouldn't clear the record
Yeah.
because our record was about drinking, and they were trying to.
It was called Put It On My Tab.
They were trying to make him go like super pop, and they
Bro.
were like, "Yeah, nah, nope."
Bro, we even like I put in my lyrics this company,
vibe killed the vibe.
a company of a liquor company, so that they could pay for us to get the feature.
Yeah,
and
yes.
fuck,
We
remember
changed
that
the
shit?
lyrics to the record.
It's like Deeziac.
You got
It was Deeziac.
Deeziac.
Yeah, fuck, I
Oh,
forgot
man.
And
about
I ain't never
Deeziac.
seen that Deeziac bottle.
That's
Wow.
right.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, because
So
we were
put-
gonna pay like 20 or 25,000. We were offering more money at that point.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then two things happened. The first thing was he dropped the record with B.O.B. and that shit blew up. So that shit went from like 10 to like fucking like 50 or something.
immediately.
And then the motherfucker got the fucking DUI. So we were fucked.
Yep. And
Where
then we
you
had
live at,
then we
yo?
had this record with Flow Rider,
Yeah.
which was also like co-produced by Jim Johnson.
Jim Johnson.
Who did Apple Bottom. He's one of the biggest producers ever.
Yeah.
And
Because he had those dudes, what are they, Zach and
Zach and
Fanatic?
Fanatic, yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Listen,
Zach and
we got to
Fanatic.
do a part 2 to this shit, man.
Yo,
There
because
were some
yeah,
things.
no,
For sure,
I-
for sure,
I don't
for
want
sure.
you to be late to pick up your
Yeah, that's
daughter.
what we
No,
got to
no,
do a
that's
part
cool.
2 to
That's an
this,
absolute-
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At some point, we got
Fury,
to
you
I'll
gotta
be on
do
time
it.
next time.
Yo, you gotta come back.
Yeah, nah.
Nah,
Yeah,
you won't. You won't.
You know what I want
but,
to listen
like,
to next
We'll
time?
talk.
Come
We'll
on, I
talk
wanna do
before we
like
get
a-
on there.
Let him run it.
You know what
The
I'm sorry.
next
No.
time we come on, I want to do like I would love to talk about like some informational shit.
Bro, let's do that and
Yeah,
like help
Yeah.
motherfuckers that are like
Independent motherfuckers
looking
and
to
shit.
get into the game. And
so
I mean, I got a few minutes
not
if
for
you want to
nothing.
ask
No,
any of those
not
questions,
for
but-
nothing. I'm gonna just lay it out there right now. anybody who doesn't know, you should follow Chris Fury on Facebook.
You
Yes.
should.
Facts.
You
You
should.
should, or any other goddamn like
Platform.
social
IG
media
and
platform, because
everything.
he's giving you game
And it's free
on
game.
a day-to-day basis that you did not pay for.
It's free.
University shit.
And I also listen. I'm at the point in my career where like I just really want to help people understand.
it
This-
seems like that,
the
bro.
problem is that people really just don't understand the way this shit works, and it's why they feel the way. And I felt the same way when I didn't
Me too.
understand it. You know,
Me
and
too.
and I'm
There's
still,
a lot of times we had arguments over shit where it's like, bro, why can't we do it? And it's like, bro, that's not how it is.
It's not
That's
how it
this
works. Like,
works.
it doesn't
you
work
know?
that way.
And we just just ignorant to the game. Like, I don't know. Y'all always say that, like, I'm the
have to
the
learn how to money
the calm,
launder.
humble one. Like, bro, I genuinely just love music.
yeah.
I don't love the
Oh, you too.
business of music. And I never did. I just wanted to rap. Me, for real.
That's my fault.
No,
That's
yeah.
all
So I mean, definitely. Like, if I would love to come back up here and do,
For sure.
even if we go over like whether it's distribution or management or
Yeah,
or lawyer,
yeah.
let's
Oh, we
let's
can do all that.
We're
Listen,
gonna pull up.
definitely
I know,
that's
I
a
know,
topic.
I know.
We can
That's
make
why.
this a
That's why I
three-part
had.
infomercial.
That's why I had a question for like the independent artists, because it's tough nowadays when you got nothing, right? You have nothing. You have nothing. You came from nothing. You have very little, right? You
Yep.
depend on your parents,
Yep.
and now you have a hell of an opportunity right before you.
Word.
like
And-
for me,
and
for
then-
me,
and
I
then-
never.
and then it's
in
like
any scenario like that, nothing in music is guaranteed. It's very difficult to make it in this business. So for
Right.
me, if you
That's
get
what
an
I'm
if you
saying.
get an
It's so-
opportunity
it's so
where you
cutthroat. It's so hard.
understand what you're getting into for that opportunity, I say take it every time.
Yeah.
I just taking an opportunity when you don't understand the terms of it.
that's the
can
hard
ruin
part.
your life.
That's the
A lot
hard
of
part.
people
So-
don't. Well, a lot of
so-
people don't
so
understand
that's what I'm
legalese,
saying.
and a lot of
So-
people don't understand that they should get somebody who understands.
Yeah, you gotta have
Yeah,
a lawyer on.
leading-
You gotta have a lawyer
leading-
on deck all
when you're,
day.
when you're gonna
Leading
when
into
you're gonna
that.
go play in a major system, you have to play the major game. Like,
Yeah.
listen, if you had a T-shirt line and you want it to be a Walmart, my man, your T-shirt has to be perfect, and you have to be able to supply
All the
Walmart.
Walmarts.
2 million
Walmart.
T-shirts to all these Walmarts.
Gotta pay the cost
If
to be the
you're
boss.
not ready, Walmart will fuck your T-shirt line up to the point where you'll never be able to get in
to
another
distribute
store.
anywhere.
You
We're
know, so,
talking
like,
anywhere.
When you go play with,
Right.
with those guys, you have to understand they want hit records. They're not worried about
Yeah.
this other shit. That's how they make their money.
They gotta make their
So
money.
if you're not ready to play ball, then don't do it. But like independently is definitely the wave because you control it all. But you gotta
You gotta have that fan base.
What was that?
You gotta
What was
be able
that?
to
What was
have-
that line in Brown
Indie,
Sugar?
Indie is also self-funded, is
It
what
is.
he's really
Correct.
trying to
So,
promote
you know,
to everybody
correct.
out there. Like, if you're indie, you're also your own
You-
boss.
but we're
You
also-
have to do things
not
that
everyone's
you
La
may
Russell.
not be able to.
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't
Yeah.
remember Brown Sugar? He's like, fuck all that. He's like, this is Millennium Records. We're here to make money.
Right.
You want
We're
that real?
also-
You go to Ruckus.
But we're also at the first point in music.
Remember that shit?
I
Hey,
love
where-
Rockets.
where's
Yo,
Rockets?
facts. So do I. You know
did-
what
I
I'm
did
like?
street
I love
team stuff
Rockets,
for
but we're
No,
there
I-
today.
Exactly. But
So-
that's what I'm saying about that line.
We're clearly at the first point, though, in music history where you can be successfully independent forever.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and like the other part of it is like we're at the first point in music where like you can call your own shots and you can do your own things and get to places you couldn't get to before.
Right, because you can
It's
press
a-
a button and your song is
different.
all over the country.
It's
different.
a different
It's
niche.
all
yes,
over the world.
entirely.
You know, so like I think like, and also another part to your
Those-
question I'd like to just say is that like a person taking a deal or not taking a deal, I guess really also depends on their version of success. Right? Because like take someone like Chris. Chris for 7 years of his career was like, I want to be the next so-and-so. I want to be a megastar. And then he woke up one morning and was like, you know what, dog? Like, I
I'm
just
good.
want to be like the sixth man.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
Like I want people to know me when I go to the mall, but like I still want to go on a date with a chick, and I still
Yeah.
want to
And
go
not
to a
be
dive
bothered.
bar.
I want to
Like,
get points, but I don't want people to know me when I go out in
listen.
public.
There's a dude on every NBA team
That
that's
nobody
made
notices.
$30 million and no one even knows he exists.
John Stockton.
You know, so like
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yo, John
Hall of
Stockton in Europe during the the
Oh, you
Dream
mean
Team.
in the beginning?
Come
no,
on,
during the
the
Dream Team, no one
NBA
knew
was
who
a
he was.
virgin back then, bro.
during the
The
Dream
NBA
Team?
was a
During the
first-
All right,
Hey, yo,
now
bro.
we're getting
Now
crazy.
that's
All
what.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
The
get him
first-
out
all
of
right,
here.
go ahead,
you
go
know,
ahead.
I just your whatever your vision
Niche is.
of like success is. I mean, now there's 10,000 artists in the U.S. that are making $100,000 a year, 150,000 a year.
Yeah.
Don't have to work a job, can take care of their family, and they're recording music.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a ton now. If you're okay with making 100,000 or 60,000 or 70,000 and just like not having a real job, you could do that kind of relatively easily.
Yeah.
Facts.
Now,
Say
you know
that.
what
Say
I'm
that.
saying?
Say that part again.
What?
The not having a real job. Everybody wants to be an artist, baby.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
facts.
Everybody
you know,
wants
Everybody
to be an
a
artist.
TikToker,
goddamn.
bro.
you know, but even in the realm of like whether it's podcasting, it's
Whatever.
we're
it
in
is.
a position now where you
It's-
can make
it's
a real
theatrical
living.
arts. Yes, it's
You know,
entertainment arts.
So I think we're in the best time ever of music in terms of opportunity.
Yeah.
Maybe not in terms of like
Yeah.
the biggest artist making the most money and there's a big gap in between that, but like
a
Spotify has made more millionaires since 2015 than the entire music industry combined in the previous 40.
That's crazy.
And that's with them paying shit money.
I was going
Right,
to say
right.
they're paying
With
less
their
than
terrible
a cent
payout.
That's
per.
not how. But see, people don't understand is that you see that number, that
Less than a
0.
cent.
That 0.03,
less than a cent.
right?
Less than a cent.
Every single artist in the world has a different pay scale. Your pay determined on 5 factors. So one person could make $2,000 per million streams, and another person could make $13,000 per million streams. You know what I'm saying? So there's 5 determining factors. Now, the people in bad record deals that don't own their masters make nothing from Spotify.
Yep.
But if you own your masters and you have a low distribution rate, like if you're with a TuneCore or one of these companies who take
still
zero
making more
distribution,
than-
you make a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
Like I said, like
So what's
they're-
the 2-core?
it's
TuneCore is
they're
the
distributor.
DSP.
You know, to
Like
get your
like
music
the
out.
ones that actually
Okay.
like.
So it's
send
better
it.
to own
Not-
100%
not a
of your own
DSP, I mean
shit.
distribution.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like DistroKid.
So-
like
Yes,
what I'm
so
saying
Distro
is-
like
Kid.
we're talking about.
So, all right. So there's an artist that I work with that does 500
We just gave
million-
away a lot of free advertising.
Free-
Yo,
did.
facts.
500 million.
He said he wanted to make
So-
a motherfucking
but just
informal.
But just think about this.
The fuck? I'm
An
asking
artist-
him the free questions.
No, nobody's saying
An
that.
artist
You.
does.
That making me feel
500
uncomfortable.
I'm just saying. No. I'm just saying. Like
I'm in my
we
feelings.
gave away a lot of free game tonight.
So
Yeah,
if an
of
artist has
course.
100 million streams a year, right, and you make 12,000 per million, I want you to do the math,
$12,000 per million.
and you do 100 million streams a year.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's 120 million.
No.
I mean 12 million.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
That's what you would make
12 M.
That's straight, bro.
if you owned all
That's
your
straight,
But
bro.
that's,
no,
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 that's
no,
straight, bro.
that's owning your masters, also having control of your deal.
Then you come
Yeah.
call
You
me.
know,
It's wholeheartedly at the upper echelon of every facet of those 5 things. It's
Yeah.
like having
It's why
0% distribution, owning your masters, most of your streams, if they're listening for 60, 70%
Certain amount
of the
of time.
song.
Yep.
Most of the streamers are paid subscribers versus free subscribers.
Yep.
There's a bunch of shit that goes in the totality of it. But
Pretty
like,
much why Jay-Z bought into Tidal.
right. So, but like Drake, I'm not gonna say Drake, but like the normal major artist only has an 18% royalty. So if you have an 18% royalty
That's
on
better than-
0.03 cents, then you're making nothing.
Right.
If you have 100% royalty, it's now 0.05, 0.07, 0.09.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and what
It's
the
like
streaming,
it's like that last digit when you're paying for gas.
yes, but what the streaming platforms take away from you in terms of like money, bro, there was never a time when you could put your song out and tomorrow this dude in Russia hears it and a dude in
Right.
Spotify hears it.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
crazy.
you know,
about
it's
The
like-
opportunities now
Talk
are
about it.
wild.
It's wild, you know. And again,
Dog,
even
real
even off
time
a
has
real
killed
album.
things.
Listen, most major artists, when you drop the album on a
They
$10
sell
album
shit.
sale,
They
no,
don't
even if they
sell
sold,
shit. They
but
don't sell
you would make
shit.
$1. I'm not saying now. I'm saying
No, I'm
back
just
then,
saying.
Sold a physical copy.
No, I understand what he's saying, and I
you'd
get
make
what he's saying.
$1
A
off
dollar.
a $10 album.
And now they only sell
Yeah.
fucking 20.
And it was
what-
less than that before.
The
It used
best-
to be
Still
50
pay,
cents
you're
or
still
30.
paying
Well,
for
I'm
that
just saying, like,
photographer. You're paying for the album artwork. You're paying for all the other
the
like
studio time,
Yeah.
even pressing the album back then.
Well,
And
the
all that
glass-
shit
the
came out of
album
your
was
cut.
The glass
$3.
jewel, the glass jewel that
Yes.
you put it inside
That was
of.
that jewel
cellular
artwork
thing.
and CD was
Oh, that came out of
$350.
yourself.
Exactly.
You know, so that's $350, right? Immediately. And then to distribute your album in like FYEs and shit costed thousands of
Extra.
dollars.
You know that
You know how
350.
much? You know how much it costs to ship 500 CDs? They're heavy as fuck.
Everywhere.
Hell yeah.
Everywhere.
You
We're
know-
talking about across the country.
So like, if I bought your album and you made $1 off that one sale, don't get me wrong, you're selling millions, $1 million.
Yeah.
But I might listen. I know personally, like back then,
Not the whole song.
I
Not the
listened to
whole song.
DMX and like a DMX album or one of my favorite artists. I'm talking hundreds, if not thousands of times. So like now every time somebody plays your record, it's a residual. It's a shit residual.
Yeah.
But like people don't realize why the money's so low. It's not because they're making a ton of money or because they're trying to rip you off. Spotify has like 50 million songs.
Yep.
So they pay to license 50 million records, right? They pay $3.5 million a week in server space. Right? So like now
They need your monthly income.
Now Spotify,
Yeah, they do.
but now Spotify has 500 million users, of which only 200 million pay. So that means 300 million are free. So that means they're paying every
and this
artist
is
in the
Spotify
world.
rates too. This
With
is
that
Spotify
200.
This
rates.
is just Spotify.
Just Spotify
so
rates.
that means that they're paying
They're betting on these
your
200
money,
people.
They're paying your money, and 300 million people are listening to it for free, and they're still paying you.
It's incredible.
Like,
and they're still
thanks to the
making
ads.
money.
I'm not saying
And they're
that-
making money.
I'm not saying that
You got
it
ads,
shouldn't
bro.
be more money. They need to figure it out. But how? Right? Like even when
Who's who and what's what?
when iTunes closed, there was like 3 million songs that had never even received one download.
Still
ever.
exists.
Still a Spotify.
Still exists
They
to this
say
day,
that
though,
there's
iTunes.
17 million songs that have never received one stream.
That's crazy.
So that means they're paying to license it, they're paying to hold it on server space, and they're cutting the pie out for all these people. That's why you recently seen YouTube make it so that you need 1,500 subscribers or whatever to monetize. Because what they were saying is we have 30 million people that do
You
less
need to-
than
you need-
1,000 views a month.
Yep. And
Why
they
are
want
we
money,
paying
too.
those dudes for 1,000 views when we could be giving more money to a Webby or a Rihanna or a
Whoever that's
Kanye or
getting
whoever it
these
is? So Spotify wants to do the same thing. There's just I don't know where they get the money from because the licensing of the music and the way people consume. And the other part is
It's like Netflix.
and
where is it
and
coming from?
The streaming companies, I get it. It's not enough money, right? But they created the streaming company because piracy, they were going to get it for
Napsters and shit,
free.
bro. Yeah.
So like they were trying to figure it the fuck out. And
Yeah.
I think Congress is going to make them pay more money and all that. But Spotify lost $400 million this year. The only reason they're still in business is because they went public and now they have unlimited funding.
Investors.
You know what I'm saying?
Investors.
So like, but they're not. Don't get me wrong. The CEOs are making
Oh,
great
yeah.
money. They're paying.
They're not
their-
losing.
No, they're paying
They're
their
not
money.
losing.
But the company itself is not turning a profit because where are you getting the money from? They would need 500 million people to pay $9.99 a month in order to really increase it. Even
You're
Apple.
talking about
Spotify hooked me up,
Bro,
yo. I pay.
Apple doesn't give a shit about Apple Music.
Nah.
They don't care.
They just wanna offer the service
It's
to
a
be-
write-off.
Yeah.
They offer the service because they own the phone.
Yeah.
They make zero. There's one streaming platform
Ooh,
that
hold
turned
on. I'm gonna hit the reverse.
You're never gonna pick
All
up
right,
your
so,
kid, bro.
So listen to this. I'm gonna hit the rewind button,
Yo,
right?
this guy's gotta
All right,
get-
so
Your kid's like
listen.
this right now with a thumb out.
Hey, yo,
Somebody
listen.
bring me back
I
home.
don't know
That's
y'all.
part two,
I don't
so
know
that's
if y'all
part
really.
He got to pick
Yo,
up his daughter,
you gotta
bro.
get out of here, dog.
Yeah, no.
Come on, man. You can't drop them gems and then try to walk out here, man.
That's the whole point of why
That's
he's
the
always
whole
Hey, yo,
point
I don't
two.
know if you
wanted
really.
more.
I showed up late, but trust me, I pick up the
Nah, that's
trash.
why
You know what I'm
you
saying?
late.
I'm trying to tell you.
You getting no
Like,
info.
listen,
You
I'm
getting no
around.
info.
I'm
You
around
getting no
for a
info.
good one. But listen, nah.
I'm about to
when
play the
man-
song.
The man just talks some
Nah, don't
good
do
shit
that.
about money. About money. Like
Yep.
I'm always focused on how to make money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going crazy with this Coinbase shit. This shit is going really good for me. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to really be focused on, the hip hop shit, financial shit. This man knows what he's
We're
talking
almost
about.
at 2 hours, so
Yes.
why don't we just
Yeah.
call this a day?
Yeah. So,
All
we
right,
got-
all
we
right.
got- yeah, we're gonna- we're
but
gonna
you
leave that
see what
open
he
for the
just
next.
said? You heard what he just
No,
said?
that's why
we heard it.
That's why they have sequels to movies, dog.
Yeah, you
Facts.
keep them waiting, wanting
so,
more.
so I think that we definitely need a part two, right? Where maybe we could try to get some actual artists questions that they can ask.
That'd be cool. That'd be super cool.
You know what I mean?
I would love to
And
do
things
that.
they will want to know. So this way we can
We
make
haven't
sure we're
even
hitting
gotten
topics.
the listeners' question shit handled as
Don't
is.
matter. We're
Slow
gonna
down.
reach.
Pump the brakes, Kenny.
There we go.
Yeah, thank you. Shut his mic
Maybe
off.
even
Drunk Kenny's
just go
different.
on socials and say,
Yeah,
yo,
that's
we're
what I was
you know
gonna
what
say.
I'm
That's what I was gonna say.
Your mics,
We can do that.
goddammit.
We can do that. We can definitely go on socials and be like,
I'm
yo,
a
we're gonna have
freestyle.
him on. Let me know what y'all want to
Y'all
ask
niggas
Chris, and
whack.
we'll,
I
we'll
could
read
just
those
play
out.
this fucking end music
We'll read
right
those
now.
out. So that's what we're gonna do, man. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
Fred,
I'm
Fred,
appreciate you.
any
Thank you.
any
Thank
parting
you.
words for Chris? That's
Get
great.
a Blumpkin, bro.
Part two.
Get a
Part
Blumpkin?
two is
Get a
part
Blumpkin.
I'm
So-
never getting a Blumpkin, but I
Yo,
will never
respect-
forget that word
respect-
ever.
Respect women.
So any parting words or things that you want to leave Chris with?
Come back.
There it is. There it is. Yo,
And I'll be on time. It was kind of disrespectful, you know what I'm
don't
saying?
do that.
Here we go.
Don't start the liquor
Nah, I'm just saying.
apologies.
I'm saying my bad.
Yo, love you guys,
Yo,
man.
yo, definitely, bro. Real shit. We appreciate you coming through, man. You know,
Facts.
I appreciate everything that you
Might
ever
be
done
one of the
for
most
myself.
engaged episodes I've ever been in.
Nah, real shit. I appreciate everything you've ever done for myself, and I can speak for Mook as well, man. Just very grateful to have had you in my corner and helped me throughout a lot of the things that we had to navigate, man. So I'm very grateful to have you.
I
and-
appreciate you.
Yeah, very much so, man.
You were a big part of my story. You
Very
guys
much
were a
so.
big part of my story, so
Dope.
I appreciate that.
Dope, man. We're grateful to have you here, man. We hope that we can get you
Round
back
two.
for round
No,
two.
I'm definitely down
and
for
let's
round
get
two.
let's
I'm
get
trying
some
to
Round two
info.
softball stories.
let's do some gems.
Softball.
Yeah, we can
Let me
tell some
plug-
softball
listen,
stories, but
listen.
please tell people first
Softball.
off, you have a business, so
I
please
do,
tell
I
people
do,
about your
I do.
business.
So I own Fancy Bagel Express.
Yep.
There's 3 Fancy Bagels. There's
Wait,
one-
what?
There's
Yeah.
one in Southington.
Dog,
there's
I've
one
been
in-
You're fancy bagels?
Yeah.
Fancy bagels, nigga. Like, come
Yeah.
on, man.
I know that.
So there's 3 Fancy Bagels.
ain't
There's
tell
one
me
in
shit.
Farmington. There's one in Southington
Said
on Queen
breakfast
Street. There's one in
sandwiches.
Plantsville. Mine's in Plantsville near like Sliders. Around the
Oh, yeah, I
corner
know where
there.
it's at.
But we have an incredible bagel.
300, my guy. I know where it's at.
We have an incredible bagel, and I opened that up like kind of out of COVID, not really knowing where the music
you
shit
did.
was gonna go, and it's been like the best decision I've ever
Thriving.
made.
It's amazing.
You know, we
It's
won
amazing.
Fancy Bagel won Best Bagel in Connecticut last year. We're up for it for a second round now, and I'm
Dope.
open 7 days
That's
a
awesome.
week, and I sell a fuck ton of bread.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
literally.
But yeah, no,
Sell
I
a
mean,
fuck
we,
ton of bread to make
really,
bread. You know what I'm
we
saying?
really do. We have a good bagel. It's been like.
It's amazing.
It's been dope. I got a partner. Her name is Natalia, and
I
she
fucks with onion
crushes
bagels
it.
all day.
Yeah, we have 26
shit.
flavor bagels.
Yo,
Onion bagels.
I'm gonna tell you right now, dog.
He goes fair.
I'll pull
been,
up. That
he's
shit
pulled
is
up.
fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
We really do got a good.
No, I've
bagel, so.
had it
So
all
we're
day.
gonna
I've been
run
over
a
here.
We
10%
waited any longer,
Nutso
somebody else
bunch.
is gonna have to-
Yeah, I'm with it. I'll bring bagels.
You know what I'm
next time.
saying? When you click on our podcast, you see the promo code, you go to see him.
Liquor for you. It's gonna soak up the liquor for you.
Yeah,
It's gonna
facts.
soak up this money too. We're gonna get the pay, motherfucker. Fuck, I'm out here for this chicken, you heard?
Dope. So
All
definitely,
right.
y'all make sure y'all go check Fancy Bagel. It's in the Plantsville section
Yep.
of
Southington.
Not only there,
Yeah.
not only
No,
there.
that's
he got
my-
3
that's
more.
my location.
That's
but there's
his
2 others.
location, so that's where we're expecting y'all to go. For sure. Anything else that you
1,
want to
2,
promote
3.
and let them know?
Nah, nigga,
No,
I gotta
about-
piss, otherwise this- yo.
Go ahead, you good. Anything else that you want to promote and let them know about?
Nah, man, that's really it, man. Like just trying to put the word out for Anoyd and Mook N Fair.
Shout
They're
out.
gonna come back with like a best of tape. We need to take like a lost tape, like a lost tape.
Ooh,
We
I
should do-
like that.
You guys should really do like a greatest hits.
There's one.
on the
There's
DSPs.
enough of those.
Because you don't have it. None of that's on a DSP.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So like you guys should
And
do
you got
something
some
like
I like that idea.
some hitting.
Hey, we about to
got
hit.
records.
We about to stop the recording and talk off the air. We can't be giving y'all
That'd
these.
be
No.
cool.
Nah,
but
but
yeah, that's really
I
it,
gotta
man.
go, too.
That's really
That's-
it, man.
that's dope.
Thanks for having me, though. I
Of
appreciate it.
course, man. We appreciate you, man. I'm gonna hit the fucking music because Ken was on one today and he just slid, and then Sosa's on one too, and he was out here throwing it.
Man, listen, y'all don't know.
Hey, all good. Yo, thank you again,
Yo
bro. We
trabajé
appreciate
mucho,
you.
coño.
we're-
Estoy cansado.
We're getting the hell out of here, man. Thank you, bro.
Coñazo. Lo quiero mucho.
Yeah,
bumpkins.
all that shit that he said.